Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of the Ruindall Rambles. We are back, baby. God, how long has it been since the last game? It's been a minute. Anyways, hi.
Been many times.
It has. Hello, folks. I'm your DM. I'm Fable, and I'm excited for today. I'm also nervous, but that usually comes with the it comes with the job. So
It comes with the yes. There's always the butterflies in the stomach when
so
DMing.
so many butterflies. But anyways, Will my for today we have a fun game in store for you. Will my lovely players from top to bottom introduce themselves and their characters?
Oh shoot, top to bottom is me. Hi, I'm Cranky. I'm going to be playing Colin. We haven't seen him for a while.
Colin is back.
Return of the no-brain bird. Yes.
Return of the King.
That's accurate in more ways than one when you consider this story. A king is returning. Anyways.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining like Antler finally has the throne to kiss now, and it's like his symbolism and everything. He's
Served
going
by
to
Colin?
sit on it super dramatically, and then Colin fucking just sits on it before he can.
God. God.
This
No,
chair is
no,
very
next.
comfortable.
No, quick, before I start thinking about that more and get distracted, next player, please.
Hi, it's me, Arsum Obsessions, also known as Abby, and today I am playing Ruby. I'm playing my little real kind kid, who is way lots of more trouble than she's worth. But let's be honest, it's great. It's good. We're having fun today.
Hi. My name is Magic. I'm playing a rat again. His name is Duster.
Yeah.
He's here and he's gonna do things. Yeah. Yeah.
He's a good rat and we
Yeah.
love him.
Rat.
Oh, it's me. Hi, I'm Vamp. I'm going to be playing Umi, the ocean child, who's just here, man. They're not even employed.
They're not. They're like a cat. They're like a cat. I have to express this that no, Umi is not officially employed by Antler. Antler just looks at Umi and thinks cat, and right now it's not worth the trouble trying to get rid of them, honestly.
Quite honestly, and the cat sometimes brings you gold antlers, so like.
That too. So it's a case of like Umi is tolerable. Umi is tolerable enough that yeah, Umi can hang out. All right.
And Ruby and Umi can hang out. Yes.
And who knows what trouble they're gonna cause? Oh dear. Alrighty. So for the beginning of this episode, it shall begin in the castle of Ruindall. I imagine how this starts out. It is early in the morning. It is early in the morning at the Ruindall Castle. Lights are flooding in the place. Now that it looks so nice, because it does look very nice now. I will say this. It looks like a genuine castle now.
It is castle.
There's maybe one or two places that still has a bit of overgrowth on it, but it's it's built into a cliff. It's surrounded by a jungle, so it happens. What can you do? And Antler
Comes
doesn't
with the
have,
location.
yeah, and Antler doesn't have like a full staff yet to really like keep up the place or keep it as clean to deal with the vegetation. It looks nice, but it looks nice.
There's also the giant red tree, right?
Oh yeah, there's
There's
now.
also the giant red tree.
That is true. Thanks to the fun experiments of the new resident mad scientist, Dr. Grey Matter, played by our lovely Breaks, who will not be in this game today, but Dr. Grey Matter is surely currently down in the basement of the castle running who knows what experiments, but thanks to some fun science-y shenanigans between Grey Matter and Umi, there is now a giant red tree growing out of the side of the castle. Growing
Umi
out of the
is
side and
helpless.
up the cliff of
Umi is
Ruindall.
helpless Umi is a child. Umi asked permission. It's not their fault the mad scientist gave them permission.
No, and Antler is willing, to be forgiving in the matter, so long as they, as Dr. Grey Matter and Umi learn, hey, this is my castle. I just got it fixed. Please don't, please don't destroy the place. And don't draw outward attention towards us right now because I don't want to deal with that. Anyways. But as the morning starts, Ruby, as you go about whatever your morning wait, that's actually a good question. Ruby, what the heck is your morning routine?
Huh. Top questions that Abby wasn't prepared for. Huh. I mean, Ruby probably gets up kind of on the earlier side, after like going to the kitchen and getting breakfast, she probably like leaves the castle for a bit to like wash herself up somewhere.
All right.
Like, actually, does Ruindall have running water now?
No, yeah, it's got running water now. It's gotten fixed up. The people who came in to renovate the place were very kind enough to add a bathroom.
Wonderful.
It's slightly
gets to have showers now.
It's slightly toonish, so on occasion, Ruby, if you are not careful, some toony shenanigans do happen. Like slipping on a soap bar and doing like a 360 cartwheel.
I feel like she would like enjoy that if anything.
I mean, as long as
the first time it happened was an experience, but
but after that, you got used to the Toonkind bathroom.
Yeah.
But yeah, you go about your routine. You wash up. I imagine you meet up with Antler has already informed you all the night before that today was going to be the day that you were going to head to Little Corner and start. Well, today is the mayoral elections of Little Corner, and Antler has requested that you all, well, not requested, he is your boss, so he has told you that, yeah, you are all going to be there. And once you are all prepared, you are going to meet outside of his room. So.
Yep. Ruby's probably gotten up a little earlier today then, and just, comes out of the shower, like, still kind of slightly damp, but is ready nonetheless, and kind of, like, shrugs on her coat as she starts heading towards, Antler's room. Or at least the outside door of it.
Alright, and Umi, Duster, what about you guys?
I'll be real with you, Chief. Umi has changed nothing of their morning routine.
I don't know what their morning routine is, though. Do you care to share with the class?
Probably go off to, like, find food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
pack off into the ocean.
Yeah, pack off into the ocean.
Alright. Well, I imagine they go and get said food.
Yep. And then they come back.
Same as usual, dripping wet, eating.
With, like, a live fish.
Wait, what?
Never mind.
Oh. No. Cranky, what did you say?
Yeah, I didn't hear.
So do they come back with like a live fish?
You know that meme where it's like, I'm not like other girls, and it's that one woman coming out of the ocean with a fish in her mouth?
Oh my god. Well, now, okay. Duster, how about you? What's I think I've asked this before. God, before I lose myself to giggles. Duster, what is your morning routine?
Bold of you to assume he has a routine. He mostly just does things, and that's how he goes about the day. He's just like, I don't know what he's been doing this morning, honestly. I think standard stuff is like just checking over the routes in the ruins, making sure Love hasn't melted anything, that Love is good with food, that sort of stuff. I'm sorry.
I will be honest, my dude. Love has probably melted like a few things. Not in the castle, but like in their own cave.
That's fine as long as it's controlled and not like overly destructive of anything. Honestly.
I am. You can't see me, but I'm winking.
God damn it. Okay.
There, Toon. I don't know what you expect me to say, but it's not too bad of a mess that you get kept from meeting with the others in front of Antler's door.
Yeah.
So here's the image. I'm the three of you are lined up in front of Antler's door. Ruby, you are somewhat cleaned up. I imagine your hair probably doesn't look that good. Did you brush? You didn't, did you? You're a kid.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
she
kids
did
don't
not brush the hair.
Umi, you are a sopping wet child with a fish hanging from your mouth. So that's enough said. Duster, you're a rat.
How dare you? They ate the fish before they came to see Antler.
You are still sopping wet. You've still gotten water all over the floor coming in. And Duster, well, enough said from your explanation. No morning routine. I'm aware that your clothes are constantly in a state of not looking
Of
He's a rat.
dust. Yeah, dust.
He's a rat.
I know.
I don't know what else to say about
I know. So it should come to no surprise to my players that as the Antlered King opens his doors to the morning, he looks all cleaned up. Actually, this is the fanciest you've seen him. He's not wearing his usual, or it is like his usual robes, but it's obviously been, it's been mended. I'm forgetting the word, but it's basically been edited. I can't think of the word for when you edit clothing. Tailored, maybe? That's the word.
Tailored. Yeah, tailored.
Yeah, that's the word. Trust me, it is the word.
Yeah, sure. It's been his robes have been tailored a bit, so now he has a bit more of cuffs on the edge of his long sleeves. He has basically a gold it's not like full out. It's just like little details that have been added to his clothes to make him look presentable, and as well as black gloves that he is wearing on his hands now to hide the gross, scary hands.
Hands.
No comment. And oh god, Antler opens the doors. He's adjusting his gloves, and he looks at all of you, and yeah, you just all see his eye twitch as he looks at all of you with a stone cold expression.
I don't know what he was expecting. Let's be real.
Honestly, he doesn't know what else he was expecting either. So
Ruby just waves.
And he finishes adjusting his gloves before raising a hand to his and pinching his brow, and just goes, No, this will not do. Do any of you know how to make yourselves presentable?
I love
Ruby has an expression of, do I look like I care?
Umi just shrugs.
Antler looks at Duster.
Duster looks like he doesn't know what Antler's talking about. He's totally presentable.
No, I cannot go into town being seen with you lot looking like this. Come in. And he gestures, and as he turns back into his room, he gestures for you to follow him.
Oh boy,
for the Antler room. Umi's gonna follow.
Not much has changed. There's the bed that has not been touched. There's definitely dust that has collected on it. There is probably the one place that doesn't have dust on it is the bookshelves and the magic-y potions place by the cauldron. I can't think of words at the moment, so y'all are gonna have to
Are you
deal.
talking about like? Are you talking about like? I don't know, the alchemist area.
Yeah, that's it. Listen,
Yeah,
if y'all think I'm gonna be
those are the
literate
words.
today, y'all got nothing coming. I'm not very literate.
It's okay. It's okay. I can be literate in your place.
I know, but I have a character who is supposed to be literate, vamp. Anyways, but the other spot that is not does not that was not there before is a vanity. Very fancy looking vanity with a mirror with 3 sets of mirrors on it. It's a big one. It's definitely one that is meant for a person of Antler's stature? Question mark. He's tall. He's tall. He's adult.
Eek.
So adults get big vanities.
Eek.
And there are a few things set on the counters. Not a lot. Not a lot. He doesn't need a lot. Beside other than maybe a couple perfumes and I don't know, a brush for the fur on his cloak.
Eek.
Cause gotta make that look nice. You gotta look presentable. And he pulls out he pulls out the chair in front of the vanity and looks at you three again and goes, "Very well. Who's first?"
Ruby steps back and gently nudges Umi forward.
Umi just like looks at Ruby and then steps forward.
Antler looks at Umi. Antler looks at the trail of water Umi has brought in with them. Antler's going to roll Hammer's face real quick.
Oh.
4. Okay. Yeah. Antler rummages through his robe sleeve for a moment before pulling out what looks to be like a plastic sheet. Something he picked up while in town and finding like the new things that had been invented, and yeah, plastic wrap's a thing, and he did find that interesting. It's very good for it's actually very good for wrapping stuff in, specifically wrapping up the seat, the cushion seat of his vanity chair, which he will not allow water to get on. And so he will he will flatten that over the cushion of the seat first before gesturing it and for Umi to sit down.
Umi will sit down. Umi actually has had people, like, kind of, brush their hair and stuff. They've actually had that, so they know how to act in this situation.
Good, and that's probably helped, and that probably makes this easier for Antler too. That he doesn't have to. Well, he'll have to deal with it eventually, but one battle at a time. He looks at you, Umi, and he looks to be thinking. He looks at your hair that is always floating for some reason. He looks at your clothes, the bare feet. Do you have any other form of clothes to wear? Something a bit more presentable.
Umi thinks about this, and they take out. Hold on. They take out the blue raincoat.
No.
Andrew did not specify what his definition of presentable was.
No, not quite that. Not quite that. We need some. If you are going to be accompanying me into town, I need you to look. This is where Fable is failing on words.
I need you to look like you didn't just drag yourself out of the water.
How do I put this as kindly as possible? You currently look like a wet rat. No offense, Duster. And I cannot have that if you are going to be accompanying us to town. Do you understand?
Umi considers this, and then they reach into their hamstrings again. Yep. And this time they actually take out the dress. And it looks something like this.
For people who are listening, Vamp has just posted an image of a green and blue dress with floral patterns on it. I think I see some swirls on it. It's what?
Yeah,
It
it's
looks-
patterns basically.
it's a very pretty dress. Antler takes a look at this for a moment, seems to be thinking. Before he nods, goes, "That will do." As for the hair,
They like kind of tuck their hair. Like, what's wrong with their hair?
it's currently floating, and I very much doubt you've brushed it. Have you?
Umi like nods, like no shame whatsoever.
At least you're honest about it. Speaking of brushing, while I deal with this one, he goes to one of the drawers of the vanity and pulls it open, and pulls out a your hair. Well, your hair is floating and you're basically wet all the time. So he will pull out a comb for your hair, Umi. But then he will pull out another brush and then toss it to Ruby. While I deal with your friend, fix that mess that you call hair.
Yeah. There's just like the tired look of somebody who's very, very annoyed on Ruby's face. And I'm very tempted to ask if there's a possible rule to be made and seeing if it goes terribly.
Would you... I was about to say, if you were going to attempt to brush your hair, I'm gonna say it's gonna be... I want to say dexterity, because I feel like that's... you're using your hands, so it's like a dexterous...
Survival.
It could be... it could be... That would be funny.
Please, I have to do survival now.
You know what? For rule of funny, yes.
I mean, doesn't Ruby have amazing survival though?
It is the one wisdom thing she's proficient in without magic items.
Oh, man.
Oh boy.
15.
15. Alright, you actually managed to... I mean, there's definitely a good amount of knots in your hair, but with a 15, you managed to do a decent... I mean, it's your hair. You've brushed it before, albeit probably by being incredibly harangued by your familiar to do so.
Yeah. The only time Ruby ever like goes and brushes her hair is if Oliver is nagging her to do it.
Yeah, Antler does also look at you, Duster, and looks at your hair and squints, but he says nothing as he turns back to Umi.
I mean, he's shading. You can't really see like the details of his hair. It's just kind of black.
Void.
That's what it is.
Void hair.
Void hair.
Just outline.
hair.
It's just outline. It looks straight-ish, but it doesn't look bad.
Yeah, Antler does actually look back at his the drawer of his vanity real quick, and he looks to be searching for something. You're so tiny.
In the background, please picture Ruby just fighting with one particular knot in her hair with the brush.
Good.
Oh god.
God.
Ruby is me when I wake up in the morning, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Especially when she has thick hair. Especially if she has thick hair.
You gotta go from the bottom and do small brushes, and then go up to the top, do the long brushes.
She doesn't know this.
I can't give this advice to Ruby. Buster doesn't know this either.
None of that.
The fourth wall blocks this information.
There's one person who does. Ruby, as you're like fighting with your hair, Antler does impart this. He's not looking at you while he does. He just knows. He just figures, or he just knows. Eyes at the back of his head, kind of deal. Where he just like, fighting your hair, you'll only end up yanking it out. And he says this as he begins working on Umi's hair.
I mean, if Ruby had to make a roll.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I need to make a roll. However, for reasons, I am giving Antler advantage on this particular roll.
Oh, okay, that's wonder why.
Reasons.
There are reasons for this. It is totally not because he has no dexterity modifier. It's an 11.
That's the first one to 7.
I'm gonna have to ask the audience to trust me that there is like an in-story reason why Antler has advantage on this roll. 10, 11. Ruby, your hair is very weird.
Yeah, like the thing about Umi's hair is it always floats up when like it's underwater, which makes it hard to brush in the first place. But added to the fact that Umi never brushes it, and it's super fucking tangled and knotted.
Yeah, it is taking Antler a decent amount of time, and Umi, you can hear him growling a bit each time he like it gets caught on a very very particular stubborn knot of hair.
I'm imagining like that Toonie thing where he's brushing their hair, and then like after that he's just like there, but he has his fingers like tangled up in Umi's hair.
Listen. I will be perfectly honest. By the time that Antler is done with your hair, there is like a lot of like hair knots that are just in the comb. and Antler looks at Umi's hair and just sighs as he puts it down. He looks at the dress again and considers something. And Umi, how do you feel about braids?
Oh, Umi loves braids. They don't tend to wear them too often because, well, whatever you're using to braid their hair, whatever you're gonna be using to braid their hair will like get torn out of their hair at some point if they wear it into the sea. But they don't mind wearing braids like on land every once in a while.
Antler goes back to another drawer in his vanity. He pulls open the door. And he pulls out a blue ribbon. Actually, he'll bring out two blue ribbons. Actually, one blue and one green when he looks at the dress.
Yes.
And
Does he spend like a little while picking them out?
It takes you see his hands go like he's pure. Yes, it takes him a few seconds. He may or may not have a lot of ribbons in that particular drawer, and many of them in different colors and styles. But he picked out just regular two silky blue and green ribbons. He pulls them out. He uses one of them to put Umi's hair into like a high ponytail, and then he will braid that ponytail and then tie it off again with the other ribbon. And voila, you now have pretty hair.
Umi's like curious like as to what they look like. So, does Antler even have a mirror in this room?
No, yeah. The vanity has 3 mirrors on it. One big one in the center, and then 2 other ones that are slightly tilted, so you're able to see like the sides and close to the back of your head. Not completely back, but you can see it. You can see it.
Umi looks at like their braided hair, and then they look at Antler, and Antler you get a sense of like approval. Like you get a sense of like approval. Like yes, this looks good. Umi likes it.
Antler has an expression of indifference as he just gestures for you to hop off the chair. Now go and get changed. Now who's next?
Oh boy.
Yeah, Antler's
Just finished. Quote unquote brushing her hair.
Quote.
I think Duster's just kind of sitting on one of the bedposts right now because he doesn't know what he's supposed to be doing here. He's just sitting.
Doing a sit.
In that case, as he takes the plastic wrap off the vanity chair, he looks at you, Ruby, and then gestures at the chair.
Oh, there is a very stubborn pause for like a good minute or so before Ruby sighs and trudges over and flops down in the seat with her arms crossed.
Antler just nods, like, yep, that's what he thought. During that pause, he definitely gave you a look. A look. It wasn't a warning look, but it was definitely a look of, you're not winning this. You're not winning this fight. I don't care what you think. And as you sit down, Antler's now steadying gaze is now on you as he is thinking. He looks at your hair. Well, yes, it's brushed, but I'm not. It's just brushed.
Ruby's default state of hair is scruffy. Let's be honest.
Yeah, Antler is considering that, and he goes back to the drawer of ribbons, and he pulls out he'll pull out a bright red one, because that just seems to be your color. And then he holds his other hand out for the brush.
Do you think Ruby would riot if it were any other color?
Would it? Would she?
I mean, maybe.
Probably.
Maybe. Who knows?
Probably.
I wouldn't know. Actually, I would know.
Yeah, Antler understands that this child has a color theme, so
He has a color theme.
For the sake of his own sanity, may as well go with it.
For the love of God, do not try to put her in yellow. She has yellow boots, and that's it.
He had considered yellow because of the boots, but no, he did go with red.
Don't do it.
He did go with red, but yeah, he will.
Listen, the best part of being a villain is like color coordinating your minions' outfits and your own.
It's funny you should say color, but we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, he holds his hand out for the brush, Ruby.
Once again, Ruby stubbornly waits as long as possible before handing off the brush.
Yeah, and Antler takes it, and he gives you that look. And yeah, he actually he goes behind you and basically he brushes through your hair again because listen, you may have brushed it well, but you are also a child, and he knows you're a child, and he does not trust that you've fully brushed it. So he will go through it again just to be sure. Just to be sure, and yeah, for the heck of it.
Are we gonna roll again?
I may as well. Come on. What? It's the exact same rolls. I even gave him advantage. It's an 11 and a 10 again. What is with that?
What the heck?
I don't know.
Hello?
Well, it's above a 10. That's fair. It's above a 10, so it he doesn't ruin your hair. He doesn't ruin your hair. Very weird. Very weird. Very weird. But anyways, he gets through with brushing with rebrushing your hair again. And he will be and much like Ubi, he will be putting your hair, Ruby, into a high ponytail, but he will not be adding a braid. But before he lets you go, he puts the brush down and he once again rummages through his hammer space, and he pulls out several sheets of paper, and he puts one down on the tabletop of the vanity, and it's a wanted poster for a fox toon with a bright red coat. Puts down another wanted poster. It is of a cat toon with a bright red coat. He puts down another wanted poster with yet another kind of tune that I can't think of off the top of my head, but with you guessed it, a bright red coat.
Ruby kind of jolts a little because she did kind of space out a little bit when she was getting her hair brushed, but she kind of looks at all the posters. And then looks at Antler just kind of quietly sweating.
And Antler just crosses his arms and just raises an eyebrow at you. So, what shall we be doing about that coat of yours?
Ruby immediately bristles, kind of like a cat. And she immediately signs, "You are not getting me to take off my coat. This is mine."
And Antler just sighs and goes, "Do you have no other coats to wear?"
And Ruby just shakes her head, and then she kind of like she just dang it. There were words in my head of what she would say, but then they'd left. They would poof.
Antler did, upon no answer, though, Antler will sigh, and he will once again go into his hammer space. And what he pulls out is a pitch black jewelry box adorned with gold lining and other kinds of gems adorning the box. And he'll go over to the empty space of the room and place it down. As you walk, and he takes a step back, and you watch the jewelry box shake for a few moments, do a little hop, very toony like, before it opens up, and what pops out is what comes flying out really into the air is a triangle that unfolds and floop. What now lands on the ground is loot box. No, don't you dare! Frankie just messaged loot box. How dare you?
I know Ruindall Rambles is secretly a gacha game.
No.
Yeah.
No, they've discovered the truth. No, but anyway.
I put in like a Fortnite joke if I knew anything about Fortnite.
If you join Ruindall Rambles right now today, you'll get a free limited edition actually dressed up Umi and actually dressed up Ruby.
God.
Is that what the skin names are?
They-
Actually dressed up.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
May as well be. God.
they're both
Sorry
lifeguards.
to derail. Sorry to derail.
No,
Just
no,
had,
it's-
like a moment.
No, you're valid.
No, it's very fun. But basically, what pops out is a fancy looking wall divider. And Antler looks back at you, Ruby, and gestures to it. All right then, we are in some luck that your cloak is Toonkind. Walk behind there and think of a color.
Ruby kind of like tilts her head as she stands up, because like the moment like it started doing the tune things and then became a big thingy that's way too big for how small it was, Ruby got very interested. The curiosity has over-trumped the stubbornness. As she kind of like slowly goes over to one side of the wall divider and just kind of looks back at Antler, like just, and points to like behind the wall divider, just walk behind here kind of thing.
And he just gestures with a hand that, yeah, just behind it. Go on.
Ruby just kind of rolls her eyes and she walks behind it and I guess thinks the color blue.
All right. Ruby, as far as you can tell, it's a wall divider. From your perspective, you are under its shade for a few moments before you walk to the other side. But it's, you look around, nothing's different. It was a wall divider, and oh my god, your coat is blue.
Ruby is immediately like looking down at it and like grabbing the bottom of it and holding it up and just like staring.
Antler,
And there's like, you can see like the gears turning in her head as she like looks up at Antler and looks back down at her coat.
and Antler, I don't know, roll insight, I guess.
Oh boy, insight. the thing that Ruby's great at.
I think 2. Antler is looking at you with a stone cold expression.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed on the
Ruby,
skeleton's face.
Ruby is probably not reading expressions well at the moment because she has gone running back through the through the back of the wall divider, and now it's purple. And then she runs back, and now it's green.
Yeah, well,
she's just going through the whole rainbow.
Yeah, while you've started amusing yourself with what is Antler's disguise kit, Antler now turns to Duster.
Duster is just kind of watching this all unfold, and just kind of, he wasn't paying attention, and then notices like Antler, and it's just kind of like, he was like kind of doing a relaxed sit. I'm imagining this is one of the bedposts with like the knob at the end. He's just kind of sitting on the knob part, and he's just
Sorkle.
Yeah, he just like looks at Antler and just kind of straightens up, like, oh, yep, I think I'm doing things now. Okay.
Now, as I recall, you do not care for being seen. Am I correct?
Yeah.
If you are to keep out of sight, you would not be required to make yourself look presentable. However, Magic, he doesn't say it, but there is definitely the unspoken question of, you don't have to, but you can.
Duster does a full hesitation. Oh boy. He just kind of like sits there. He's thinking it over and goes, yeah, I'll look presentable, I guess.
Very well then. And he will hold out his hand to you, Duster, for you to hop on.
Cool. Duster hops on.
Yeah, and and Antler will bring you over to the vanity. He looks at the chair for a moment and thinks, no, you're not going to be able to see yourself in the mirror. So he just puts you on the vanity table, so in front of the mirror.
Yeah, that's kind of what I expected.
Now then, do you have other clothes to wear besides those?
I have one outfit.
Is it clean?
Yes.
Very well, let's see it.
Alright, I've been thinking about this ever since, and we got to go change. You know how in video games you just, like, swap pieces of equipment?
Like in a do you mean like in a character menu?
Like, yeah.
Do we just see at one moment he's wearing his normal outfit, and then there's that like armor equip noise, and he's suddenly wearing a dress now. Oh my god. God. I love that.
Chinking sound.
Just like a blink, the sound, you open your eyes and suddenly Duster's changed.
Yeah. It only changed it only changed his cloak, his normal shirt, and like I don't even know what to call them. They're not really pants. Are they like jorts? Jorts.
They could be.
I don't think they're shorts because they're not jeans.
Capris? I mean, they stop at the knee.
Yeah, they do stop at the knees. But he's wearing the same outfit he was wearing during the FPS.
Yes. Yes. Fancy rat.
And he's sadly this doesn't undo his like the bindings, the like I'd call them like tape wraps on his arms. They're not really tape wraps, they're just cloth. But he just does start to undo those because they're not really needed for this outfit.
No,
it's a fancy outfit.
Yeah, Antler actually looks actually somewhat, I guess what you think is approving. Proving his expression thus far has been pretty stone cold, but he's looking at you now and he gives it a nod, like, yeah, that'll do. And he'll go back to a drawer of the vanity. And he'll rummage through that a bit, and he pulls out the smallest comb that he has.
From a
Which-
doll set. Wait,
Yep.
did I mean no, Antler would not.
No,
I haven't.
you're pretty sure it's one of those brushes that is meant for eyebrows. Antler does not comment on why he has it. You don't know why he has it, but he has it.
That's fine.
The secret is out. He's got like secret eyebrows.
You know, I hate the fact that could be very true because he is a toon, but we're not gonna get in that today.
I hate that.
The thing is that if they're a toon, secret eyebrows can be very possible, but we're not gonna go. But
Like on a close up.
you get very like, okay, Duster, you look at that brush and you take a moment to look at Antler, and you do not see a speck of hair on this skeleton, so you don't know what that is for.
I would say eyebrow brushes would be useful for, like, you know, when you draw on your eyebrows with a Sharpie.
Okay, this is so
I'm
so wonderfully cursed.
We're moving on from that. I'm moving on from that imagery that you've now just put in my brain. That you insinuate that Antler draws Sharpie eyebrows on himself. I am going to move on from that. Antler is going to look at you and basically hand the very tiny brush over to you. And it goes, oh god.
Is Duster holding this brush in two hands still, or is it like a one-hand brush? Hold on. I need to look how big an eyebrow brush is.
They're pretty small, but you would still need like two hands. To you, it looks like a big brush.
I feel like the handle is what's throwing him off, because
Yeah.
the handle is meant for like a hand-sized,
Yeah.
and he may be able to like wield it in one hand, but to actually use it, no, he's gonna use two. He just kind of looks at it.
Does Duster know what to do with it?
Does he?
Roll for it.
Roll for
Roll
it.
for it.
Roll if you know
Roll
what
for
to
it.
do with the brush. Antler's looking at you, waiting.
15.
15, yeah. I'd say you've watched Biggs enough times and other tinies with hair to know what a brush, the function of a brush.
The real question is, Duster's looking at this. Is it detachable for the eyebrow brush from the actual like handheld part? Is it detachable?
Yeah. I'm gonna say it has like that little metal thing that it attaches it to the little like very tiny, like it's almost like a toothpick handle. It's wood. It's a wood handle. It's very tiny.
Duster is going to carefully remove the brush part from the handle just so he can get the brush part in order to actually wield this thing. Because, you know.
Cool. Still gonna need you to roll Dex to see how well you do.
Right, okay.
I've made everyone else roll dexterity on hairbrushing. Yes, I will do so to the rat as well.
Okay.
The rat who, if
Okay,
I'm not
good.
mistaken, has good dex.
It's decent. It's decent. That's an 11.
It takes you a minute. It takes you a minute. But while you are focusing on the hairbrushing, Antler will look back to see how Umi and Ruby are doing.
Umi's
Like-
probably came in now at this point, and they've already changed. Their braid is still intact, although Antler, you will notice that their braid has begun to float upwards like it's underwater.
Antler suspected as much, and as long as it's staying as a braid, he's fine. Ruby.
Otherwise, it looks presentable. No shoes, but you kind of get the feeling you will not be able to get this child into shoes.
Yeah, I think he looks at.
Oh, sorry. I'll let you guys finish first.
Yeah, Antler does look at Umi and their bare feet, and even if he wanted them to wear shoes, he doesn't have shoes in their size. So, but he does take a moment to. I'm assuming there's very little chance of getting you to wear footwear.
They shake their head. No. Kaido has given them shoes, and Umi loves Kaido, and Umi still does not wear Kaido shoes. So like.
But as far as Antler knows, Umi just shakes their head.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no chance.
All right then. Antler just sighs, but he nods. Beggars can't be choosers. He'll make do. Then he turns to Ruby. How's Ruby doing?
I think at some point Ruby has kind of like paused on the outs on one side of the wall divider, and as kind of like a little thinking expression. And her coat is like currently like a bright orange. And you kind of see her snap her fingers before she slips behind the wall divider again. And she's gonna think of the color dark gray, and she's also gonna cast Alter Self. And
Alright.
she's gonna walk out on the other side of the vanity, looking like this.
For those who are listening, Ruby has just disguised herself as a rubber hose toon.
Hee.
The full rubber hose style, but her boots are still bright yellow.
Yeah. And once she's on the other side, she just kind of puts her hands on her hips, like, and does like a little ta-da kind of pose.
Alter self. That will do for an hour, but you will need to expend your spell slots if you're going to be casting that again later.
Ruby just nods like, yeah, I know this.
Be aware of it, child. We will be in town for more than just an hour. And yeah, he takes a look at all of you. And now that you all are now looking much more presentable for the day ahead, he nods and goes, "All right then. Very well then. Let us go then." And as he starts to head towards the door, there is suddenly, what are, Cranky?
Yes.
Oh. Well.
Do I do this?
Hold on, my brain fizzled for a second. As he starts heading towards the door, there is someone already at the door of his room.
Colin just like throws his arms up. His skinny little arms.
Excuse me, I need to make a. What's a roll for improvised weapon?
I would say just your attack roll, but you don't add your proficiency, but you add like the modifier of whatever stat you'll be using. So I guess if you're throwing something, it would be Dex.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Depending on the
15.
object.
Colin, you get a hairbrush smack in the middle of your face as Antler has just thrown it at you.
He topples right up. Ah!
There is immediate wheezing from Ruby's corner of the room.
What on earth are you doing here?
Well, you see, it's been a while, and it took me a while to find. The castle. It's. Did someone build another castle on top of it?
I'm just gonna make a roll. Just one moment, please.
All the wisdom rolls. All the wisdom rolls.
That's a 21 on wisdom saving roll. Colin, you are saved by the dice as Antler is able to take a deep breath and then let it out. He goes to the wall divider, and as he walks towards it, it folds itself up and sinks and dives back into the jewelry box. Jewelry box snaps closed. He picks it up, stuffs it in his hammer space, takes another breath as he stands up straight, and just goes, "We're leaving." And he's going to head towards the door, straight past Colin. He is not stopping. He's not looking at the bird.
Where are you going?
Oh man.
Does not answer. He's just going.
I think Ruby, as they're
Also
exiting the room,
note,
goes to where the
Colin
you go
does not
first.
recognize Ruby. Colin does not know Umi.
wonderful,
D-
wonderful.
does Colin recognize Duster?
I sure hope he does.
I
Like,
mean,
his intelligence is bad, but I hope it's not that bad. Do you want me to roll?
Roll for it.
Yeah.
Roll
Yes.
for it.
Yes.
Roll
Roll
for
for
it.
it.
Duster still looks like that rat that you once kept in your hat. I mean,
But now
He's wearing a
fancy.
dress.
Fancy and brushed hair.
no fancy. He actually pulled out like some sort of very small rubber band and was actually considering putting his hair up or not, but he never decided.
What is this? History? Investigation?
Intelligence, I guess.
I just roll me a straight intelligence or something. Oh, it's a 9. Hey Colin, it seems like Antler has hired some new people. They look rather nice.
Hi, I'm Colin.
Umi, who is legitimately the only actual stranger in this room, just like waves at Colin and signs, "I'm Umi."
Colin's just like grabs their hands and shakes it like nice to meet you.
Does Colin understand sign language?
I think I like had him like learn it a while back. I think.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Considering he's like in games with Ruby, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
he's gonna try and get lessons from Ruby.
Yeah. Yeah. They did.
Yeah.
They
So,
did sign
so
language
yes, it's not totally hopeless.
Umi just
There's some hope.
Some
Oh.
hope.
some.
In the background, Ruby's gonna stop at the vanity for a second and kind of just offer her hand for Duster to hop on.
Yeah, Duster's gonna take it. Hey, that outfit looks familiar, Ruby. It looks very familiar.
It does.
It
It
almost
does.
looks as fancy as he did when he got jumped by children.
Yes, good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And then Ruby...
Also Colin does like note Ruby's coat and is like, nice coat.
Oh, I just realized it kind of looks like Colin's coat.
It does kind of look like Colin's coat.
Oh my god, they match.
They
Twinsies.
match. Twinsies.
Oh
Ruby
my
just
God.
kind of grins and gives Colin a wave.
What's your name?
It's Ruby. Are you gonna kind of roll a
The
d2?
last time I was working with Antler, he had I was working with some friends. Did he hire you recently?
Okay, Ruby does. Ruby does the decent thing for once.
For once, oh my god.
And she just kind of shakes her head and gives the explanation of, no, it's still me, Ruby. Hi. I'm just disguised at the moment.
Ruby!
God.
Colin's delighted.
Uh,
Hi.
Okay, I think I'm done.
just waiting for anyone else who wants to say something.
Hi, Colin. It's me, Duster. We've met before. I'm just wearing a different outfit. Hi.
Colin's mind is blown. It's like, oh, you look so nice. You look so delightful.
Duster looks bashful. He's not used to compliments about his outfit.
I
Yeah.
didn't recognize you. And he's straight up like, he did not recognize Justin.
Yeah.
Ruby is snickering.
Yeah. Duster did not expect to be complimented about his outfit, his very nice outfit.
It's at this point that you all hear from farther down towards the entrance of. If you're quite finished.
God, Antler sounds so tired.
It's only been 5 minutes, and the bird is already wearing his patience.
Of all the days for the bird to show up, why today?
So, what are you doing? There's like a big hubbub down in a little corner.
Speaking of Little Corner, if it's all right with you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is where we're gonna have a scene cut to black, and then cut back to the crew now at Little Corner.
Do you want to take a break?
Scene
Bruce? It's
change.
been an hour.
Oh yeah, it has been an hour. An hour.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew very well that this first bit was gonna take a minute, but yeah, that's a good idea because I need to refill my water. So yeah, let's take a break real quick, and then we'll be back in Little Corner.
Yeah.
Yes!
Pause recording.
Yes!
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and other. We are back, and now our crew has made the walk to Little Corner. It's a very nice town.
Yeah.
We have all our serious faces on for this next portion of the game. Super serious. But as you are walking to Little Corner, Antler informs you of what you will be doing for this game, and I'm not going to do it in Antler's voice because he likes to be very, very eloquent in his speech. Eloquent, yes. Imagine he is saying all of this very eloquently, but me, Fable, doesn't know how I myself am illiterate. So, anyways,
I gently
also,
pat you.
Colin's gonna be asking stupid questions.
Oh, for sure, and
Good.
there will be many wisdom saving checks along the way. Any failed wisdom saving checks, Colin, you end up getting a bonk on the head with Antler's staff. That makes a squeaky toy noise. But
good.
along the way, your job today in Little Corner, it is the Little Corner Mayoral Elections. There are 4 candidates this year who will be running for town mayor. Antler is going to be one of them. Your job today, while Antler is going to be on stage, he's going to be delivering speeches, doing debates with the other candidates, essentially. He is going to be basically doing his part to win people over to vote for him. Your job is to support him and help him along that path. So there is going to be things that he's going to need to help that along. You guys are welcome to have ideas in this matter, but for what Antler suggests that you do, one of them is to put posters up. Vote for the Antlered King. All that pizzazz. And while I'm aware that none of you own paper, there is, however, a store in Little Corner that has paper and printing business.
Yeah.
Colin's got his marvelous pigments.
I think Antler still isn't aware that you have that.
He isn't?
He isn't. Yeah, you haven't used him in a game around Antler yet.
Yeah, Antler still doesn't. Now, I remember you using them during the festival game, but for the audience, and actually for my memory as well, could you remind me what those pigments do?
Okay, let me pull up the thing. Give me a second. Here we go. Marvelous pigments. Typically found in 1d4 pots. Colin has 2. These pigments allow you to create 3-dimensional objects by painting them in 2 dimensions. The paint flows from the brush to form the desired object as you concentrate on its image. Each pot of paint is sufficient to cover 1,000 square feet of a surface, which lets you create inanimate objects or terrain features such as a door, a pit, flowers, trees, cells, rooms, or weapons that are up to 10,000 cubic feet. It takes 10 minutes to cover 100 square feet. When you complete the painting, the object or terrain feature depicted becomes a real non-magical object. Thus, painting a door on the wall creates an actual door that can be opened to whatever is beyond. Painting a pit on the floor creates a real pit, yada yada yada. Nothing created by the pigments can have a value greater than 25 gold. If you paint an object of greater value, the object looks authentic, but close inspection reveals that it is made from paste, bone, or some other worthless material.
Okay.
You can paint a form of energy such as fire or lightning. The energy appears but dissipates as soon as you complete the painting, doing no harm to anything.
Okay, but essentially, it would not be difficult for. It would not be difficult for Colin to create
Something.
to create some
Yeah.
create some posters. I would say, but since let's see, but nothing created by pigments can have value greater than 25 gold. All right, so okay. So if you are thinking about using your pigments to make posters, I'm gonna say you can make no more than 25 gold's worth pile of posters.
Fair enough.
I
that's
still
really
want to make you roll something for how good they are, so I'm gonna have you roll.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm gonna have you roll a. I'm gonna make it a performance
Cool.
because you got to make this look good.
Performance.
15.
15.
15. Okay, so to the surprise. So okay, so the moment. I would say the moment Antler suggests this to you, and you are already in the you Colin pull out your pigments and are already getting started. That said, Antler stops when he sees you pull out the pink pigments, and he goes, "What is that?"
Oh, that's my paints.
How long have you had that?
A while. I don't remember where I got them.
I'm going to make another roll.
Oh my god.
18.
Oh.
You see Antler's eye twitch before he turns back. The other.
Antler himself deep breaths. Antler deep breaths.
Yep. The other. And then he twitches, deep breaths, continues on, and the other task that you'll be able to do to help him win this election is, well, there are 3 other candidates running for mayor. There's a woodworking toon known as Gartho who seems to be Ruby, you have heard the name. Duster, you have heard the name from the gossip of the tinies that you have met. And Gartho is pretty much he's very much the jolly woodworker of Little Corner. This is a tune that pretty much all the townspeople know through either through word of mouth or through direct contact. But he's a jolly. Jolly. What kind of tune did I say? Hold on, I need to check my notes. Notes. Where are you? He is a.
Oh
Don't interrupt me with funny memes. Funny poster pictures. For those wondering, Cranky has just posted a picture of a scrolled out poster that says "Vote Antler. He's really smart," and it's basically a very simplified, hooded version of Antler with a smiley face holding a thumbs up, and I'm dying over it.
I am just. Oh my god.
It's Colin. What did you expect?
That's so
Where was-
exciting.
Where was I? What was I talking about?
You were describing what the woodworking tune
Yes.
looks like.
Yes, the woodworking tune Gartho, who's a jolly short cat tune who everyone gets along with. Everyone very much gets along with. Fun fact, Ruby, this is something you would have found out. But I'm gonna have you roll history just to see if you remember.
Ooh. History.
Due to your tendencies to your scrabbles with the law of Little Corner, this is something you might have information. 13.
Oh, that's such a garbage roll.
Nope, but 13 is above a 10, and 10 is what you would have needed to succeed. This is
Good.
This is something that is actually common knowledge because Gartho is the father of Little Corner's guard, the captain of Little Corner's guard, Captain. Where the fuck's your name? Captain Ruindall, who is also a much tall. He's the tall thin cat tune that Colin and Duster got to see in the festival game.
I mean, I think Ruby saw them too, but also wasn't visible at the time.
Oh no, yes, you were. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, you saw,
and has probably seen him since.
Yep.
Or them. I don't know what pronouns.
He, him, but they, them also works for this valley. He's not particular about it. He doesn't mind. He's got other things to worry about, like the crime rate that has for some reason risen in Little Corner somehow.
Sure wonder about that. Sure wonder.
Yeah, he's been having his two quote unquote lieutenants. There's not really a full on ranking system because they're tunes, but basically his right hand guards. Ruby, you know them. It's the real kind dwarf and the badger tune.
Badger.
The big badger tune.
Oh.
Whose names you have learned since then. The name of the dwarf is Jenka, and the badger is Carter. He's never spoken. You only know his name because Jenka keeps yelling it whenever they're trying to catch you.
Yes, good.
Colin still has a grudge against those two. I would like it know.
Oh god,
Good.
yeah. Oh yeah, I remember.
Colin seeing all these guards. Just anky.
Right. But the candidates. The other two candidates are two bird tunes who, oddly enough, are named Reginald.
Both of them?
No.
Both of them.
Oh,
kidding.
no.
Screaming.
You're kidding. Okay.
I am screaming. Fable, I am in Bash. I am
I'm
Bash
also
with a
in
panda.
Bash.
I know who's
And bash.
Quick thing to the players. One, I asked launch, and yes, I'm allowed to, and she said, yes, I can do this. Two, for those who do not know who the Reginalds are, for anyone who has played the game a hat in time, the Reginalds are basically XPs of the Noir Crow.
The Corvid
The
Watch.
Caw agents, if I'm not mistaken.
Corvid Watch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically XPs of those. And it was joked to me sometime earlier that what if it was the Reginalds that were also candidates? And I went to launch asking, hey, can I have some hey, would it be okay if I had two Reginalds as mayor candidates? And launch said yes. So
Great, wonderful.
So
perfect.
when you get to town, you see posters set up of two identical birds that say "Vote for Reginald." However, one Reginald has a blue border on their poster, and the another one has red. To distinguish, that is the only
Amazing.
distinguishing feature you see between the two. Otherwise, it is just them, and it just says "Vote Reginald."
Amazing, wonderful.
Yeah, Gartho's poster, however, is definitely the most spectacular, flamboyant. It's very sparkly. It's very decorative, and you just see this very happy, pudgy cat-toon that's just smiling at you. Looks very friendly.
I imagine it's like a glitter bomb. If you touch these posters, there's no getting rid of the glitter.
You know what? It wasn't before, but it is now.
Good, wonderful.
I can't resist getting glitter on
A
people.
built-in defense mechanism, so nobody ruins them.
So once you get to town, Antler has given you your tasks, and you can decide amongst yourselves about who is going to do what. Oh. So you have the poster duty as well as with the candidates. Antler, he basically says that, hey, get dirt on these guys, because there has never been a politician that does not have some dirt on them.
Exactly.
Exactly. Antler is very lucky in this matter in that he, any history or dirt involving him has been completely erased from history. So he's he feels he is somewhat safe from that. That said,
Antler threw a hairbrush at a bird.
And no. For shame, Antler, for shame!
Shush, your job is to make him look good. Your job is to not say things like that. You are to go among the residents and say, hey,
it's okay,
vote for the
Colin
King.
forgives him.
That's very kind of you. It's very kind of you, Colin. I need to express again that I, Fable the DM, love Colin. But Antler hates Colin.
Don't worry, I know this, and I love you.
I love you too. So alright, so again, you guys get to town, and I will leave you to decide who does what. Meanwhile, I must go, and I believe there is a sign-in for the candidates. We will get started, and I must get started. Is there any other questions?
What's your favorite color?
Red.
Thank you.
Is it actually?
Ruby doesn't have any questions, but she does give a thumbs up.
Vamp, roll insight.
All right, sure. Insight for Umi. Insight. Okay, that's not too shabby.
11. Umi, as far as you can tell, when Antler answers his favorite color, that's red. The Antlered King, who is wearing red, and has decorated a majority of the Ruindall Castle with red. I think it's safe to assume that red is probably his favorite color. It's not with an 11, you can assume it's probably red. Probably. Most likely. But yeah, with that. But any questions before we get this started?
No, I don't think so.
Also, like, despite his whole he's like goody two shoes. Colin's a detective. He wants to go look for dirt. He wants to go look for dirt.
All right. Okay.
Antler mentions looking for dirt, and we just cut to Colin, who's vibrating in place.
Yeah. God, is he vibrating?
Yeah.
Antler doesn't.
Good.
Antler raises an eyebrow at it. there may be concern there, but
Is the bird gonna explode?
I mean, like, Bird is also a detective,
Count an
so
egg timer.
yeah. But since none of you have any questions, he nods and I will. Very well. I will leave you to your tasks. If you need me, I will be at the center square. They'll be setting up a stage there for the speeches and the debate. I expect you all to represent me properly and with respect. Is that understood?
Boss.
He just looks at Ruby, Umi, and Duster.
Ruby just gives another thumbs up.
Umi just looks at Antler and like mirrors like Ruby and gives like a kind of thumbs up.
I'd imagine like Duster is in Ruby's hood right now, just kind of like near the back of the shoulder, and there's just a little ear twitch in like acknowledgement because he doesn't want to pop his head out fully. There's people around here. No thanks.
That will do. But yeah, Antler will nod, sigh a little bit, and then he will go off on his own towards Center Square, where yes, where a stage is currently being set up for the mayoral debates and speeches that will be held later in the day. So, Colin, you have already gotten started on posters. Yes. But I'm gonna say 25 gold pieces worth. I don't know how. I'm gonna say you've made 25 posters.
A gold piece per poster is a little expenny, but anything for Antler, I guess.
They're good. You gotta make good. You're making good posters, I guess.
You gotta account for the paper and then like the ink it took to print on the paper, and then
and also the design
like making it look good.
He's got a couple posters like, hey, the castle's been fixed up. Imagine how fixed up he's gonna do Little Corner.
Oh, nice.
That's nice. Pretty good.
Yeah.
But also any like actual pictures of Antler, like the little smiley face.
They look like that gestures to the drawing with the smiley.
God. You'd rolled a 15 before in performance in making these posters, so even though they look like that, how are you setting these posters up? Are you hanging them up or are you handing them out?
I reckon like a good chunk of them would be like hanged up. I think they would be like put up on walls.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah.
They could be handed out, but also Colin's like, I have actually that would like interfere with like getting sniffing stuff out if people know that he is like handing out stuff for a different candidate.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I will say, whoever wants to do any sneaking, I have Path Without a Trace, so
ooh.
if someone wants to do sneaking, just put a rat in your pocket. It'll be fine.
Good.
I feel like Duster should be in Colin's pocket anyway, just because Duster and Colin and Ratatouille.
And I will say the posters that you first made with your paints, they do run that you manage them for I'm gonna say you run out of them before the end of the first half hour, because there's only 25 of them, and Little Corner is a bigger place than
potentially could we roll to see like if we as a group can find good spots for them, because I think Ruby would have suggested like, hey, let's put them in places where there's lots of foot traffic and easy to be spotted.
Yeah.
Yes.
That way they're the most effective.
Colin is like, excellent idea.
All right. Yeah.
Ruby just grins.
That works for me. tell you what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have you guys roll. I think this would probably be probably an intelligence or perception. Let's percep-
Investigation, please. Investigation.
I'm too nice. All right, I will allow it to be an investigation check.
Yes.
Perception or investigation?
Uh-huh.
That's a nat.
Nice.
That's a nat 20. Wow, I don't think Colin even needs the help.
Man, okay.
Oh man.
21 from Ruby.
21. Wow.
Investigation.
I mean,
That's a nat 20. I don't think you need the help.
yeah, no, Colin doesn't need the help. Colin does not need help.
I got an 8. Duster is in a pocket. I don't know.
Duster's in a pocket, it's fine.
It
That's
actually
very
makes sense though, because you have the detective and like the child who probably walks a lot of little corner and explores everywhere, who rolled the highest.
Yeah. And actually,
Ruby helps Colin put the posters up in the higher places.
this is true. But also, Colin, you're also you come from a city where there's always posters up, and you've kind of become familiar of what posters always caught your eye, and where they were put to catch your eye in the first place. Albeit you are albeit you are a 3-foot crow.
Yep.
Either way,
I don't know what his height is. Point is, he's tiny.
All right. So we say with the help of Ruby, you get the 25 posters up, but as I said, you run out of those before the end of the first half hour. So you will likely you can't stop there with just the 25, or you can get more if you want.
I think Ruby just kind of like looks down at Colin and signs, all right, more posters, or do we want to get dirt on these guys?
Dirt.
Yes! Ruby just signs, glad we're in agreement, and starts and just kind of excitedly takes Umi's hand and well, wherever they're going, they're gonna go there.
All right.
We're gonna go there.
Does Umi and Duster's in the hood of Ruby, and Umi likes to follow Ruby, so I'm assuming you guys are all staying together for this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okie dokies. Well, in that case, I'm gonna ask all of you to. I'm gonna ask all of you once more to make an investigation check for me. One more time.
Nice.
Just an investigation?
Yeah, just investigation. 13, 16. Okay.
Someone with no modifier. Colin's rolling pretty well.
Colin is on his A game. I'm telling you, it's the running gag that Colin is gonna do well when Antler isn't there.
Oh my god.
Please.
No, I'm just having a moment of I'm just staring at the 16 that you've rolled, and you're a detective with no investigation modifier?
I mean, -3 intelligence.
Jesus. God, I've missed having Colin in a game. Alright. Either way, so you're
He's got proficiency.
all right. Well, there are plenty of people walking about Little Corner today. I mean, it's the election. This only happens once. It happens about probably once every 2 years. I'm gonna say 1 year really isn't enough time for a mayor to do a lot of changing stuff. So they give him 2 years to, make your mark as mayor, and then you can try again next year, the next 2 years after. But anyways, words. It should come as no surprise that there are plenty of groups of people about Little Corner who are, you guessed it, gossiping. Whole gossip bunch.
Hell yeah.
Whole gossip bunch. There are people talking about Gartho, and everything you hear about Gartho is, you're not hearing anything bad about about this tune so far. Everyone who says that, oh, Gartho's running again. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's lovely. He was doing really good. Wow, wait, what is this? His third time winning? Yeah, he's been on a streak lately. Wow. You think he'll make it again this year? I don't know. We've got a couple new guys in town. Yeah, I saw the birds and you saw the skeleton, right? Yeah, I saw the skeleton.
As they're talking, there's just one of the posters with the smiley face that they're looking at.
They do pause though when they look at the poster and they're like, well, we haven't really gotten to know the guy, but I mean, poster seems nice. I know, but the poster's supposed to look nice, you know? Yeah, but who knows? I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll get to hear more about him. Yeah, maybe. And then you hear those people moving on. Now for the
Also, I will say that Colin will also keep an ear out for like anything regarding the captain of the guard, who was Agatha? What?
Garthos' son, captain of the guard, Captain Rusiel. Let me actually put his name down in the.
Captain Rusiel. Kibby Captain.
Kibi.
Rusiel.
Oh wow, I wrote that totally wrong.
Name's hard.
Yeah.
Name's very hard.
Sorry, names are hard. I apologize. There has definitely been talk about Rusiel whenever whenever Garthos is brought up, and the tone when they talk about Gartho, it's always warm, it's happy talk, and they talk about Rusiel, and it's not with the high investigation you've been able to hear while walking past that. Overall, not bad. Doesn't say, people don't speak badly of the captain. He's very good at his job. He's dedicated to keeping Little Corner safe, but socially he's
Good.
people have described him to be a bit cold at times, not cruel, but
He's a serious guy. He takes his job seriously.
he's very serious at his job. Some people might argue maybe a bit too seriously, but I mean they can't complain. He for the most part has successfully kept Little Corner safe.
Crime rates are going up, though.
What?
Crime rates are going up, though.
Oh yeah, people have noted that. You know what? That's actually a very good point. You know what? I will say this. Usually, he had for the past, I'm gonna say about Rusiel's been captain for about 4 years now. He's actually pretty young. But for the time he's worked, he's kept Little Corner pretty safe. It's only recently that
God, sure wonder.
it's mostly been petty. It's mostly been petty crime, and petty crime's not uncommon to Little Corner. It is, it's a trading town. It's a trading town. A lot of people pass through here on occasion by either through boat or by the road. So it's not uncommon to have, petty crime go up and down for a bit, but I mean it may be some concern for some people.
Yeah, especially the people who got the stuff stolen.
Yep. As for any dirt
fine.
as for any dirt on the Reginalds, yeah, no one's really talked about them. The most you've been hearing is confusion. These birds kind of came. It kind of seems like these birds just kind of came into town, like a whole flock of them kind of just came into town, and
Do they even live here?
no one's sure. No one's really sure. It was just a couple days ago that the Reginalds came in. So people overall are... It's not uncommon for someone to just... I mean, again, this is a there are real kind people here who are definitely confused by this, but there are also a lot of Toonkinds where, no, this kind of thing makes sense. Sometimes random people just show up to be involved.
Yeah.
That is life when you are Toonkind. Random shit just happens, and
Yep.
random people who for some reason are involved. So you haven't heard anything bad, nothing good, mostly confusion surrounding the Reginalds.
Oh look, Colin, it's your long lost relatives.
Fable.
Yes.
Fable. Could I have Duster stop by the cobblers? Just to go visit the tinies there, because I have established they are huge gossips. Maybe they know something.
Oh,
Fable.
You know what? Yes.
Cool.
yes.
I will allow this, and since it's the most the I will say that you've established that the tinies of Little Corner are incredible gossips, and probably arguably more gossipy than the actual people of Little Corner. Surprisingly.
Look, man, they hear so much stuff. They just it goes around. It's like imagine like mothers gossiping at a well, and then just multiply that by at least 12.
Oh, good
God.
golly.
Jesus. In that case, in that case,
Is it true? Is it false? No one knows.
no one's sure. But Duster, okay, I will say the hot gossip you have heard lately, and I'm gonna say it's actually mainly involving the Reginalds. You have heard, one Reginald. You're not sure. Wait, they're all named Reginald for some reason. They're all named Reginald. Why are they all named Reginald? One of the Reginalds who is running for mayor seems to be the brains of the other Reginalds. The tinies that tell you the gossip tell you that it was basically they all seem to all walk in the same flock. They all walk together, but the two that are running you only find them because they're the ones walking at the front of the group. One of them, from what the hot gossip is, seems to have a decent head on them, though very strange. The other one wants a castle with a moat. That's about it. That's about all you've got for
We want a castle with a moat.
basically. Yep.
Yeah. Duster's probably going to relay that information to Ruby, because Ruby is probably better at words than this.
Yeah. Ruby has been taking whatever things they hear from the rumors and kind of putting it in her pocket. And she's making the mental note to hey, maybe we can start some rumors as soon as we get some sort of dirt.
I mean, alright. Theoretically, we could put distrust on both of the Reginalds because no one can tell them apart, and apparently one of them just wants to use this power for personal gain. Who knows which one it is? So why would you trust either of them?
That is
Yeah,
really
that's
good.
fun.
That's really good. That's really good. Oh, I want Ruby to do something with this, but the thing is, Ruby can't talk, and Ruby Ruby has a garbage charisma stat.
I mean, looks at Umi, who's a fucking warlock. Looks at Umi very hard. I mean, like, if Ruby really wants to do something with this, she could ask Umi.
You see Ruby doing like the little pleading hands and like batting her eyes.
Umi considers this, and then Umi summons Magi.
Yes.
Umi summons Magi, and you know, like Umi can spread rumors. The thing about Umi is they have the Fisher's background, which means that I'm pretty sure. Hold on, let me look that up again. Their Fisher's background. Yeah, fishing tale. Once a day, you can tell a story to willing listeners. At the DM's discretion, a number of those listeners becomes friendly to you. It's not magical, and like the continued friendliness depends on your actions. But yeah, like Umi can legitimately just like befriend people by telling them fishing stories.
All right.
Good.
Where do you tell these fishing stories?
Well, Umi is a sea child. This is a town right next to the sea.
So
Like Umi
I
are
thought it
you,
was next to a river.
it's next to a
Yeah.
river that goes out to the goes down to the ocean.
Yeah.
So there are
Sorry,
docks at the river.
So like Umi probably would like go down to the docks. And again, Fisher's background, Umi has experience with like talking to fishers and like being at the docks.
All right. Okay. All right then. I'm gonna have you roll since this is your proficient, and if I heard all of that correctly, I hope I did. I'm going to have you roll a persuasion at advantage, since you are talking with people that since you are this fisherman. This is your element.
Mm-hmm. All right, at advantage.
Yes.
First
Oh no.
one. Oh, advantage, please.
Aw.
With a 12.
Aw, there's
12. I'm gonna say you go Umi. You go to the docks, and the fishermen are all different kinds of tunes and real kind all folk, but they definitely all match the fisherman vibes. But they all see you, this child who's soaking wet, but in very nice dress and nice hair, and they do listen to you for maybe a little bit. Uh, yeah, they listen to you for a little bit, but you are a child telling them that they should vote for a scary skeleton guy who's not been in town for very long. This is very odd. Are you okay, kid?
Umi's just like mentally they're like, ah yes. See, look what you've done, Antler.
Antler hasn't done anything.
Here's the thing, yeah, because like Antler made them look presentable, so Umi doesn't look like a fisherman anymore.
Oh, that's true. That could be the
Oof.
reason for the poor rolls, even
Oof.
at advantage. But I will say,
Yeah.
while the fishermen do listen, they do listen to you. They do give you your few seconds of attention to listen to what you have to say. But overall, they don't seem fully convinced to go with what you're selling.
Are the fishermen doing anything at the moment?
At the moment, well, it's the mayoral elections, and most of the people in town are busy helping out set up the stage and whatnot. But fishermen, they're doing what they usually do. They're going out their scheduled boats to go fishing, bring hauls in. Definitely bringing catches in, because there'll definitely be definitely like food tables set out during the election for people to eat. Won't be all fish, but they'll be giving their portion to the event.
Umi considers this, and can Umi roll a perception to see if anyone's having trouble?
Umi may.
Perception, please, Dice Parser, stop bullying my child. Okay, that's
25.
25. You see one. There are plenty of different boats and fishermen, all with their different fishermen, tradermen, so on and so forth. One you see, however, is the one you noticed, Umi, is you see one boat that has just come into dock, and you are seeing men, women, all workers coming out, bringing out boxes that they have been transporting, and you see one who who is looks to be the youngest of the crew, having a bit of trouble carrying a rather heavy box down the ramp from the boat onto the docks. He's looking
God.
He's looking a bit shaky.
God. Did Ruby and Duster come with Umi?
I mean, Ruby would have tagged along with Umi, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm
I was gonna say, like, in the background, as like the adults didn't listen to Umi, you could see Ruby seething in the background.
Yeah, Umi just gently like patting her and like explaining like they don't look like they don't look like one of the gang, if that makes sense, because Antler did like make them presentable.
Yeah. For Ruby, it was just they're adults and they think we're kids. They won't listen to us. Okay.
Umi is going to point at like the person like having trouble and just be like, help them.
I think, like, yeah, there's definitely a shared glance before Ruby nods, and I guess we're going to help. There we go.
There is a reason why I
Yeah.
asked, because Umi's strength is shit.
All right. Well, you're seeing this. You're seeing this very young sailor carrying this heavy box down, and very shakily. She's not. She's young at this business and not quite. By the looks for this, may very well be her first first time at the job.
Aww.
As far as you can tell. So she's trying, but she's young. Older than you guys, but still young.
Yeah.
And as she gets to as she gets to the bottom of the ramp, it's probably that little hop you have to make off the ramp and onto the deck. It's when she suddenly, her foot catches on that dip and she is starting to trip and fall, box and all.
Okay, what are we rolling? What are we rolling to help?
What-
Don't make it stress. Please don't make it stress.
What do you want to do to help? Do you have other
Well, Ruby's first instinct is to run over and try to grab the box as it's falling over to like try and catch it.
That is going to be a strength then.
Yep.
Could
19.
That's a 9. Wow, that's a 19. Dang, it's and I will say, Ruby, this is a heavy box. You managed to catch it, and there's definitely a second of like, whoa, how is this kid holding it? How am I holding it? But together you are managing to you and the girl, as she is like trying to regain her quickly regaining her footing. You holding onto the box is helping with that. She's going, oh goodness, I'm so sorry. Oh, thank you. I'm so sorry. I'm new at this first time. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Ruby just nods over the box since her arms are full. Just grins.
I should here. You don't need to keep holding here. Let me take that. Thank you though. And then you hear a voice coming from behind you. Hey newbie, keep it up. We gotta keep the line going. And you see the young sailor go, oh yeah, I'm coming. Thank you again so much. And she starts running off with the box, but she does give you guys a glance back before joining up with the rest of the crew to unload. So,
Nice.
yeah, you have helped this. You have helped one person at the docks. What else?
Umi's just thinking, and like Umi's logic is this: like they're not taking Umi very seriously right now, nor Ruby, because they don't think like the both of them like kind of belong here, if that makes sense. So like, what better way of like proving them wrong than helping out?
All right.
Oh, I love that.
All right. I actually quite like that way of thinking. And you know what? People are the boatmen, fishermen, and boatmen. They're a bit confused of the help that you guys are providing. I'm gonna say, how long do you guys want to spend here?
Like the thing
Uh,
is, it doesn't necessarily
question.
have to be all three of them. Like Ruby
Yeah,
and
It does
Dexter
not
and
have. It does not have to be all three of you. If there's something else in town that you guys would like to do,
Colin has some stuff he would like to do.
all right,
Yee.
all right, Colin, I will get to you in a sec. Ruby, are you staying at the docks?
Yeah, Ruby wants to stick with Umi for the time being,
Okay.
and like this hasn't come up again yet, and I get to say it now. Ruby has been on ships before, and she has had to lend a helping hand
All right. All right then.
when on ship. So, yeah.
Okay. I will say though, if you are going to be spending at the docks, you said to me out of recording that
My question.
you had a watch.
Yeah. I think like before they get started, Ruby does check her pocket watch. How long has it been since she's casted Alter Self?
It's been long. It's been long enough that your hour is almost up.
Yeah,
And
Ruby just.
your disguise is gonna fall away soon.
Yep, Ruby sighs and recasts Alter Self to keep up the disguise and gives Umi a thumbs up show that, hey, she's ready to help.
Do you do this out in the open?
Well, no, recasting it would just be like keeping it up longer.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and mark
at least
that.
that's how I think it would work. I have 2 of my 3 level 2 spell slots gone. Oh boy.
I'm gonna ask you to make a sleight of hand.
Okay. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, where is... Oh no.
That would be
11!
11.
Oh no.
All right. So you feel alter self kind of start to weaken a bit, even as you're checking your watch. So however you would normally cast alter self, you don't really need to do that, but you do have to like take a moment and compose yourself into to focus on the magic surrounding yourself and your disguise.
Yeah.
And you notice,
Yeah.
and you unfortunately you notice maybe a few looks your way as you've kind of had to take this moment to stop in the middle of everything, and you get at least one worker who asks if you're okay.
Ruby kind of nervously signs like, yeah, I'm okay. Just thinking on some stuff. She's just
All right.
she's being perceived. She doesn't like being perceived.
Shake hand.
shake
Shake
hand.
hand.
Pat. Well, all right then. There's maybe a look of concern, but they don't push it, and they let you continue helping them. Now, Colin, are you going off now? Is Duster coming along? Duster, you would need a moment to get away to talk to the tinies, so this would be the moment to do that. So I'm gonna say you go with Colin. During
Colin
this.
can like drop dust off.
Yeah.
All right.
Taxi service.
Taxi, so.
Yeah, you drop.
Taxi service.
Yeah, you drop Duster off at the tinies. Now, what is it that Colin wants to do?
Colin wants to go get a coffee and basically bitch at the cafe because
That's a really good idea, actually.
Okay.
because like hey he like I guess that would be like a persuasion, but either way, point is he's had a terrible experience with the guard, and like if if Gatho can't keep his own son in check and get innocent birds arrested and ruin their day at the festival.
Okay. I am gonna have to have you roll yeah.
Persuasion.
Yeah, it is going to have to be a persuasion check. That's a 21. So the coffee place here, some name I can't think of off the top. They don't have like a main coffee place here. They maybe have one.
They have Starbeaks.
They do have one Starbeaks, but they only have one here. one here, just because it's not.
Look, as long as there's like a moderate crowd of people there.
There's plenty of people.
Colin.
It's still early in the day, and there are plenty of people still getting coffee, pausing on their breaks as they're getting set up. And as you have started this rampage, not rampage, but this this rant of yours, you have one by one, you have gotten people's attention, and it's very interesting to hear because wow, that really happened. I mean, yeah, the sun can be and honestly, it's not that the sun's bad, but yeah, he has been a bit cold and calculating. I mean, just the other day, my own kid got in trouble with the guard just for running too fast across the street. I mean, who does that with a kid? And you managed, with a 21, you have managed to start a chain of rants from, a bit of a chain of doubt. As you do that, though, I'm gonna roll something real quick.
Uh-oh.
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 Now remind me what.
It's time for the consequences of your actions.
It's a 15. Okay. As you are, it's near the ending of your rant. I don't know how you want to end it off, or if there's something you want to say at the end.
Nah, not really. He's just gonna like take a big angry sip of his like it's more milk and sugar than coffee, but he takes a sip of that.
Okay. It is alright, it's at that point that as you are taking a sip of your coffee, you see a shadow fall over you. And the shadow as the shadow goes over the table, and you see 2 ears, one of them flicking a little bit, and then you hear, well, that seems unfortunate that you think I am not good at my job.
Oh,
and as you
boy.
look behind you, you see none other than the captain of the guard himself, Ruindall, looking down at you with cold, calculating eyes.
It is unfortunate that I think you're bad at your job.
You think one unfortunate mishap is a judgment on my job? Am I understanding that?
Colin's probably like, well, it's a pretty big mistake, I'd say. You know, detaining innocent birds.
Detaining.
I mean, I argued that if the entire cafe joined in the bitching, then it's not just one mishap.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, because you rolled a 21. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, and yeah, I'm gonna say, Rusio probably would have ended up saying something, but for the fact that you rolled high, you got other people to say to say things to the captain as well. Their own complaints. Some of the complaints are dumb as heck.
Just a second. Colin's just gonna like stare up at the cat. It's like, are you intimidating me, sir?
Oh my god! It's just like police threatening. It's just like police, like, I don't know the word for it.
Oh my gosh.
A-cab. Colin says A-cab.
Yeah, Rusio looks down at you, and he looks like he's about to say something. But that is when the other townspeople at the Starbeaks have joined in the complaining, because now that the little guy has mentioned it, they're like, with all due respect, you've not done bad, but you've not really done the best either. We still have crime. We still have people who are being, imprisoned unfairly, quite honestly. I think you've been far too strict, Ruindall, and honestly, we're not happy about it. And Ruindall listens to all these people talk for a minute. His ear flicks. His stone cold expression has not changed at all. But he looks at the people, and he looks at you, Colin, And he gives a nod and goes, "Well, very well. I
You'll excuse me, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my coffee.
Of course. Enjoy the rest of your day. My apologies for interrupting." And with and again with stone coldness and calm, the captain walks away.
Does that calm stay after he leaves the cafe?
Hmm?
What?
What?
No, I'm just like, will the captain still remain calm after he's left the coffee shop?
Oh no, yeah. This guy is. You thought Antler had a poker face. This guy has.
Oof.
Yeah, the most you get from this guy is an ear twitch, and that's it. This guy walks out completely calm.
Yes.
I
Good.
have to take another sip of water.
Good. Sip. Do a big sippy.
Big sippy of water. I'm doing a lot of talking. And I'm gonna make one more. And I'm gonna make one more. Is there anything else you want to do while you're at the Starbeaks?
Not much. He's probably just gonna like keep sipping, maybe like be like, "Oh, sorry for the like noise. I just had to get this off my chest."
Alright.
Aw.
That's fair.
You know, gotta like take some suspicion off him.
Fair.
Aw.
Because
Fair.
like he's not a he's his intelligence varies.
He has his moments. And that's why
He has his moments.
That's why I love this bird. But yeah, once the captain has left, the rabble and the people certainly haven't started rioting. They're sensible people.
Oh, yeah.
They're not gonna start doing that. No matter how well
Yeah.
you rolled. But
Yeah.
but they do go back to their own coffees and gossiping. Some still talking about they keep the conversation about the guard hasn't been the best it could be. And yeah, maybe that's something that does need to change. Maybe that's something that does need to change. I mean, the gossip of nepotism happening with Gartho and his son managing the guard. So that certainly is something that starts getting talked about. Nepotism, did I use that word right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, good.
But yeah,
think so,
Colin's
yeah.
gonna like sit there for a little while more to like keep an ear out, and then he's gonna go pick up Dustin.
Okay.
I love the fact that Colin's doing so well, but Antler's not here to see it.
I'm telling you, it's the jokes.
Yeah, I
The
think
dice know.
if Colin gets to Duster first, Duster will tell Colin the thing about the Reginalds.
Good.
Good.
Yeah, Duster did not just get to see that performance, but here, have some more information.
Good.
Good.
All right. All right. Well, while you two are catching up, Umi and Ruby. Oh, cat's scratching at my. No, don't scratch at my chair, baby cat. The cat has awoken.
Baby kitty.
Baby kitty has awoken. What was I talking about? Umi and Ruby.
Also, just a second. I'm realizing we've got like a fucking a bit of a timeline muddle where it's like Umi and Ruby spread information from Duster. If anyway, point is, let's just say that Colin just picked Duster up from the place after, and like Umi and Ruby just left Duster at the Cobblers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cobbler's shop.
Yeah.
Anyway, point
timeline
is
has
just
been restored.
just clearing that up.
Okay.
Yes, timeline's been restored.
Timeline has been restored. Yes. All right. So
Good.
how long? So Umi and Ruby, how much longer do you guys want to spend at the docks?
Honestly, Umi wouldn't mind Ruby leaving them behind at the docks while they while they help out and just like hang out with the other fisher. Because agenda aside, Umi is enjoying themselves at the docks.
Yeah. I think Ruby would help for like half an hour before going like, all right, I need to make use of the rest of this time limit for Alter Self and do something else.
All right.
And Umi would just nod and like wave them off.
All right. So Umi is staying at the docks for a bit longer, and Ruby is going off.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Ruby, I'm gonna have you make a perception check.
Perception check. Oh boy. Oh yeah, I have proficiency in this now because Ruby has glasses.
She has glasses.
Yes. Oh come on!
Roll again. Oh wait, no.
Roll again.
Yeah. No, yeah, roll again. Why not? I just want to see. 10.
10.
Dang.
My goodness.
Ruby, you need to wash. You need to remember to clean your glasses.
Yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
this moment that
Yeah.
Ruby, you actually have to take your glasses off for a second because you realize you've not been keeping your glasses clean. So you have to take them off for a second, rub them against your coat, and it's at this point where you feel someone walk by you and they bump against your shoulder for a moment and excuse me, sorry. And I'm gonna roll something real quick. Oh, it's just a straight d20.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
It's a 9. Okay. Ruby, is not until you get your glasses off that the person who's bumped into you and continuing to walk because they have not noticed anything is Jenka, the real kind dwarf soldier, and Carter,
Oh.
and Carter, her partner, who I will also make a roll real quick just to see if he notices anything. 1. Carter doesn't notice shit. In fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and say Carter's probably. Actually, I think Carter got a cold again,
Oh.
No.
so he can't.
No,
so
buddy.
he's having trouble. His snoofer is having trouble.
Oh.
Mm.
And yeah, they bump into you. Jenka has bumped into you for a brief moment, but since neither of them have really noticed anything off about you, and your disguise has, still good disguise. They walk past you, continuing their talk as they're doing their patrol.
Hmm. I think like Ruby kind of like has an internal debate before she's gonna snap her fingers and summon Oliver.
Oh dear.
Oliver today is a little bat.
Aww.
He is just a little bat. Little teeny tiny.
Little baby
Little,
babe.
little. Maybe duster sized bat.
I love that. Alright.
Yes. And she and Oliver like kind of like discuss each other for a bit of, hey, I want you to follow those two and see what they're up, see if there's anything happening with them or whatever. Basically sending Oliver to spy on Jenka and Carter.
Alright. Okay, oh, poor Oliver. I'm sorry, Oliver. But okay then. You send Oliver off to follow Jenka and Carter. I want to make you roll
Have to roll stealth.
I would.
Yeah.
I would
Maybe.
say, like, I
Yeah.
don't want to like be a downer, but like at the same time, Oliver is bad. It is the middle of the day.
Yeah, it is the middle of the
Fine.
day,
Asking them
so
out in the middle of the day.
and he looks like, and for any random passerby who looks up might think he's a random toon, but I am still gonna have you roll stealth if stealth is what you want to do.
Yeah, I want him to be sneaky so that like he's listening to like conversations that wouldn't happen if they knew somebody was following them, kind of thing.
Okay.
Just like, yeah, if that makes sense. I'm gonna roll stealth. Oliver, sweetie.
That's a 10.
He's a bat. He's gonna flap all over the place.
Yeah.
You fly overhead of Jenka and Carter for maybe a few minutes, and the two have just been idly chatting as they go on their patrol. They say hello to people, and maybe a couple. It doesn't take long before Carter, who happens to have just looked up, sees you, Oliver, and stops. And he nudges Jenka as well, and gestures with his snout to look up, and she looks up and sees you, and there's definitely a look of, As they see you, Oliver.
Hmm.
What do you do now that you've been spotted?
Okay, Oliver is in fact a toon, so he could just very well just be a little tiny bat toon. Gosh. I think he kind of flutters down a little bit and he's like, sorry to bother you. I was wondering, have you seen a little bird toon? I'm very lost and I'm trying to find them.
Roll me deception.
No, wait. Oh shoot, hold on. I don't have Oliver's stats. I have the bat stats. Oh no.
Would you get his stats and roll me a deception for Oliver, please?
Oh.
Hold on, I have to find them. I don't remember what Oliver's charisma score is. Give me a second. Okay, it's +1. Okay. 11.
11. So Jenka and Carter, Jenka and Carter.
He was stammering a whole lot. There was a lot of stammering.
They exchanged glances for a moment, but and Jenka is the one to speak, of course, on behalf of them both. Goes, no, of course. Do you know what they look like? He, she, they.
Oh, they're he's very small. Well, he's bigger than me. But smaller than you. He wears a little hat that's gray and a little trench coat, and he's basically describing Colin because that is the only bird he can think of.
And Jenka nods. A small hat. Well, we're on patrol right now, but we'd be more than happy to help you find your friend. And Carter and Carter just goes. Carter just humphs. And you think it's agreement or just acknowledgement? You're not sure.
I don't remember if Colin knows that Oliver can be different shapes.
Do you want to roll history?
Let's roll history.
I'm gonna let you roll history, and then I'm gonna roll
something.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll.
That would be.
Oh no. It's a 10.
All right.
I mean, a 10 is average, like.
And also, to be honest, like, Oliver didn't say that, like, Colin would know that. Like, he didn't say that he knows Colin. He's just like, I am trying to find this bird.
Yeah.
Like, hey, maybe we're like pen pals or something.
Exactly.
I just need to make rolls real quick. Okay. Alright,
boy.
Alright, so Jenka has just offered you, Oliver, that if you come along with them, they will help you find your friend. And are you going to follow them?
Oliver is in fact going to follow them because he dug this grave and now he's gonna fly into it.
All right. You go walking for a little while, and you follow them along as they walk through Little Corner, and I'm gonna have you roll. Perception.
Perception. Is this hearing or not hearing?
Not hearing.
Dang it, because he gets advantage on hearing stuff. Oh well. 15.
15. As you are walking, you do notice that Jinka and Carter do exchange glances again. You're not sure what, but they've exchanged glances again as they are walking through Little Corner. And it is not
okay.
Sorry, Oliver.
What do you mean?
Just reasons, stuff.
What do you mean?
You know how it is. You know how it is.
I don't know how it is.
I need to make a roll for Carter real quick. What am I rolling for that? Man, what do I roll for this? I'll just roll strength. It's a 10. It's probably walked a bit, and it's probably not until you've walked for a little bit until suddenly Carter has taken a swipe at you to grab you.
Oh, okay.
But that's
what do I roll?
You don't have to roll anything because I rolled a 10, and that definitely does not get you. I don't think.
Oliver's AC is 12, so...
Okay, yeah.
Fly like the wind! Fly like the wind!
Yeah, there is a loud eep from this bat, and Oliver is flying up and away! Goodbye!
Stop! Wait! Jenka yells as she, while they definitely can't catch you, they are definitely going to start following you.
No, please! I don't want this! He's just gonna fly off in a random direction.
Stop it! Stop in the name of the law! Jenka once more yells, and as she's running in...
Please tell me everyone in town is just watching these two guards chase down a bat.
It's not the first time. It wasn't a bat, but it's not the first time they've... It's not the first time that they've, had that. You know what, Magic makes a good... And actually, no, Magic, you do make a good point. I'm gonna say, do you want to start flying towards the center of town where the debates are?
I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. Oliver has no idea what's happening. He only just got summoned. He was told to follow somebody. He's just flying. If he happens to go near the debates, then that happens.
Alright.
Oh my god, does he, like, not even know if Colin is actually in town?
He does not.
In that case, we're gonna let those two fall. We're gonna have those two run after Oliver. Who knows around town? And then we're gonna go back to our main group of people. So I'm gonna say, some time has passed. It is getting close to the. Let me check. How are you doing, Ruby? It's probably getting close to the next. No, not the next hour mark, because you're about like 2.5 hours in with your alter self spell. I'm just trying to keep track. But it's probably close to the third hour that you hear announcement horns going off towards the center of town.
Yeah.
And a voice over a loud announcer, obviously enhanced by magic to be heard over the town, goes, attention, hello, hi, cat. Hello, I'm busy. My cat has decided to jump in, but goes, attention.
The announcer has a cat now. It's canon.
No. One moment, everyone. My cat has decided to. All right, they've left. Attention, everyone. The debate, the mayoral election debates are about to begin. If you'd like to be participate and watch, please make your way to the center of town. Yes, cat, I see you. Have a good day. I gotta turn this off now. Beep.
Yes. Good. I think like Ruby just kind of like glances down at her watch and she like hesitates because she only has like one spell slot left after this one for alter self, but like she also kind of wants to go and see like how the debates are gonna go. So she's like debating with herself at the moment.
All right, do you want to flip a coin?
Yeah. I'm gonna flip a coin.
I mean, Ruby
Okay.
probably also know what's happening with Oliver right now. You know,
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
chased.
Yeah, Oliver is also beat.
Yeah. I think like Ruby's about to decide not to go, and then she hears like in the mental leak Oliver panicking, like, "Oh, Ruby, I need some help, please!" Ruby just sighs, and she's like, "All right, I guess I'm going anyway."
Why
Alright.
even are the guards chasing after Oliver? Like, it's because he looks suspicious? Because he looks nervous?
Because when Carter
That's
looked up,
exactly what Colin was talking about.
I mean, when you look up and see someone's been following you, and is looking directly at you as well when you look up.
He could have just been nervous to talk to you.
Yeah, please tell me, like, the town sees this, and after, like, hearing what Colin said...
He also failed the deception roll.
I know,
Yeah, he
but
did.
he
He did.
nervous.
It's
Look,
fine. It's fine. Don't
from
worry
the-
about it. Just
From the outside perspective, these people are just chasing this random bat tune. Who knows what's happening?
This is also Toonkind. They're the guards of the town. This is not the first time Jenka and Carter have gone off chasing someone, be they criminal or suspect. This is not the first time Jenka and Carter have had this happen. So
I know. I'm just wondering if like this is gonna affect anything, considering that the top, like the people in the coffee shop at least was already like the seed of like, hey, maybe the guards aren't that competent at their jobs after all, has been planted.
I would say for the people at the coffee shop, that would definitely spark up the conversation again. As for people in the rest of town, they're kind of just like, Jenka and Carter again. There they go. Again, this is
there they go.
There they go again, just running after people. All right, so basically. So Ruby, what are you going to be doing?
Well, Ruby's gonna like dip off into somewhere so she can cast Alter Self without having to worry about being seen.
All right.
To touch up the spell with her last second level spell slot.
Okay.
And then she's gonna head towards wherever the crowd is going.
All right.
For the debate.
Alrighty. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta let my cat out because she keeps headbutting me. I will be back in 1 sec. Yes.
He wants love and affection. Oh, great.
My dog is also angry because she wants food.
Leave the door open for you so you can get back in and use your laser button.
Can't go downstairs yet.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back. What was I saying?
You said Ruby touching up Alter Self somewhere she can't be seen.
Okay, yeah, and you're gonna be heading towards okay. So
Towards where the debates are happening, yeah. Because that's where Oliver's heading.
I'm gonna say Oliver's gonna be leading. Oliver's probably, since he doesn't know where he's going, is probably gonna be leading Jenka and Carter on a merry chase throughout town. So they aren't quite gonna get to there just yet. So you probably get there before them. Umi and Colin and Duster. What about you guys?
I think Umi hears that, and it kind like if the other people at the docks are like going to the debates as well, they're gonna follow.
Yeah, Colin's probably gonna head over there as well.
Okay.
I can't think of anything else for Colin to do, and it's probably too late to put up more posters.
Yeah, it is.
Can I ask something for Umi though? Considering Umi spent so much time at the docks, like probably this whole day while the others are off doing something, can I roll that persuasion again?
You may roll it one more time, but just regularly, because the impression of you is still that you are a kid. 16.
Ooh, that's actually
16.
good.
That's not bad. You helping out was very kind of you. And while helping out, you did manage some form conversation that Umi is capable of. So you've managed to get a few people, plus the young sailor who you helped out as well, who's definitely going to be taking their break to go to the debates and just have a look-see.
It probably also helps that like Umi knows what they're doing. Like they look like a kid, but when they were helping out on the docks, they knew what they were doing. They knew how to use the fishing nets and like how to like help like tie the ships and everything.
Very nice. All right, I I'm making a few rolls for myself. It's 5, okay.
That's the 5.
Hmm?
Oh boy.
It's not
That's
5.
another
They're 5.
Okay, give me a sec. I need to roll. I need to roll, make the rolls. Got to make the rolls.
That's a nat 20.
Yep.
What are you rolling?
20?
Concern.
Okay. What I am doing, what I have, that's a 16. Okay. I have been just letting you guys know, I have been keeping a point tally of your good and bad rolls for the for how well you guys have done and how well the other candidates have done in their campaign to get voted for. And I've been keeping basically a point tally, and I'm actually quite happy to. Actually, you know what? No, I will let you guys know when you get to the
The debates.
the debates.
boy.
Thank you. I can speak. I swear.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yep, and a nice stage has been set up with four podiums. All it's the two Reginalds on the left, one with red on their podium and one with blue on their podium. Then there is Gartho, who needs a chair and a few books to be seen on his podium because he is a small toon.
Aw.
And then there's Antler
Little.
at his toon, looking as he always does, with with an air of authority that he tends to do. And also scary skeleton man, you know how it is. And they seem to just be waiting there as people are coming in, and then as enough people have come into the square in front of the stage. There's suddenly bursts of confetti from a confetti cannon, because this is Toonkind, baby. And suddenly hopping onto the stage is a frog dressed in a very nice dazzlingly glittery suit. Hops onto the stage with a microphone and goes, "Hello, everybody, and welcome to this year's Mayoral Elections. So glad to have you here today." And he does a whole people clap politely, and some actually are into it. And Vamp had to go real quick. Okay.
We shall wait a moment.
Yeah, we will wait 1 moment for player to come back. How are we doing so far? Are we doing all right? I know we're about.
Doing good.
All right, we're
I'm
about.
Very excited.
Feeling nervous. My dog is angry again.
Well,
I can't.
we're about 2.5 hours in, so we're getting close to the end of this session.
Okay.
Huh. Huh. I hope this goes well, because political dramas.
Political dramas. What can you do?
I did not build a character for this.
Hey, who knows? Maybe something will happen at the debate. Shrug.
God damn
Do 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 do.
Wait, copyright.
What? Oh. Peck you, copyright. Why you do this to me? Editor, scratch all that out, quick. I say to future me, who will definitely not be editing this video.
Hello, hi, sorry about disappearing.
I'll edit your videos.
I don't like editing. It's hard. I know that's lazy.
it.
I had to take a delivery at the door. Sorry for the delay.
No worries.
That's
No worries.
fine.
At the moment, just the announcers come onto the stage, and it's basically giving a very fun, flamboyant rundown of what's going to be happening, explaining that the contestants will be having speeches and debates. It will be they'll be debating on different topics for themselves, different topics throughout the town, which I will not concern your characters too much with because this is going to be Antlers. This is Antlers' fight to have.
Yeah.
Antler, you can't rely on your minions for everything.
Nope, not for this at least. Not for this at least. But he will be. But there will be.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be rolling. I'm gonna roll charisma checks real quick. When I'm done with those, I'm gonna have you guys roll perception checks. But let me roll my charisma checks real quick just to see how the candidates do with their swag. Not their swag. I'm illiterate today.
With their
Forget
speech.
that Antler has pretty decent charisma. I keep forgetting that he actually has charisma.
Yep, I'm gonna be rolling persuasion for these guys because that's what politics are about. 23. Dang, Antler. All right.
Nice.
And
Nice.
I'm gonna roll for the Reginalds for the amount of points that they've collected throughout the day. Now for their this is mostly me doing it now, and I apologize for that, but
That is valid. You do that math.
that's a 10. Reginald, who just wants a castle, did not get quite the reception from the crowd you'd hope for.
Build castle. Make moat.
Hello.
Very cool.
Hello, I am Reginald. I want castle with moat. Very nice. Yes, please vote for Reginald. And we roll persuasion for the other Reginald. 13. The other Reginald goes, hello, I am Reginald. I am very good at leading, and I like tasks. I would like to be mayor of nice town. Please vote for Reginald. And
Good.
I'm just gonna give him half a point for that because it was funny.
Reginald's my beloved.
And and Gartho. That's a 20.
Ooh.
It's Gartho's turn, and when it gets to Gartho, Gartho is already well known throughout the town, and when it gets to him, there are definitely a couple people who cheer for him, and his speech is definitely not to bag on the Reginalds. We love the Reginalds, but Gartho has lived in this town his entire life and knows the people. He knows the businesses. Being a woodworker himself, he's had to run a business himself, so he understands. He knows what the people are going through, and he promises to continue to do a good job for his people, and he loves all of them, and that definitely gets a good amount of
My inner
applause.
Ruby just went sus.
And now I go back up. Oh, where did I roll for? Okay, I rolled a 23 for Antler. And now I'm going to have you guys roll perception as Antler is talking. Doing his speech. His speech is not nearly as nice as Gartho's. It is one of those speeches that is like the cold, hard truth. That not everyone wants to hear, but it's the truth. That things are not perfect here. There are problems that are not getting fixed, and because these smaller problems aren't getting fixed, it leads to bigger problems, and it leads to things that no one wants to live with, and he knows how to fix these problems, and he will fix these problems that he will guarantee, and that is basically how his speech goes. And while he certainly doesn't get the big, the big, very cheerful applause that Gartho got, you guys look at the crowd and they're definitely nodding along, like, yeah, this guy's making some pretty good points.
I mean, yeah, he rolled a 26, Fable.
Yeah, he 26, rolled 23.
23.
Wait, what?
The 26 was earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
He rolled a 20. Yeah, no, Antler rolled a 23. But still, with a 23, yeah, he's getting people nodding along and agreeing with him. And now that they've done those speeches real quick, they are now gonna move on to the debates. And the announcer goes on to explain that and brings up more categories for people to talk about. And it is this point where, okay, let me have a look at your perceptions. Ruby rolling in with that 10. as usual.
Yeah,
I'm out of
Why?
it's
It's
perception. Ruby does poorly. This is the norm.
This is the norm. However, everyone
Just
else,
sitting out.
everyone else, as you are paying attention to this, it is about this time that who's the first to have noticed? Duster, you're the first to have noticed it.
Colin's got a nat 20 though.
Colin got a nat 20.
Oh, that's
Colin
true.
got a
Oh,
nat
it's the modifier. I see. Okay. Alright then, Colin, you notice it. You notice it first, and then the others will soon follow. Whether you get their attention or they notice it themselves. You are looking at the stage, and on Antler's side, you just notice it. A flicker of shadows moving behind the stage.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
And that is what
Huh.
you see.
Umi tugs at Ruby's sleeves and like shows it, points it out to her.
Colin will try to sneak to investigate.
Can I cast Pass Without a Trace?
On yourself, or
It's
You
a
can attack
group
more than
spell.
one person.
how many people?
Pass Without a Trace is an area spell for as many people in a 30 space area that I choose. Hold on.
Dang. Alright.
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
really OP spell.
It is an OP spell. Dang. Alright. Yeah, if you want to use it, you may.
Yeah. I don't remember who Duster was with last.
Colin.
I think Colin picked him up from Cobblers,
Yep.
so
And I did say that you guys met up before the stuff had started.
So
yeah.
I don't
So take
think
your
Duster left.
pick.
I don't think Duster left. He was just kind of chilling.
Oh.
He doesn't
Colin's
understand.
coat is
space.
cozy.
It is.
Or hat. Wherever Dust is hiding out, it's cozy.
It's cozy.
Cozy.
But yeah. So here, take a +10 to stealth.
Is that to everyone? Because I'm assuming we're all together in a group.
30-foot radius. Yes,
Yay.
everyone I choose in a 30-foot radius.
Hey, great. Well, it's been pointed out to Ruby, so Ruby will, stealth. Oh, good golly. 8.
Do I do an investigation check?
Hold on. You hold on. My brain lagged for a second.
Shut off.
Yeah, right now we're doing stealth.
Okay, even though
At the
You got a +10 to that as well, so it's 20.
okay.
Yeah.
Umi has disadvantage too. Oh, never
Oh,
mind.
yeah.
Yeah. Umi.
Still a
Pass
20.
without a trace anyway.
All right. Yeah.
You still
So
want me to roll stealth despite being in a hat?
you're in a hat. I will let Colin's stealth be your stealth to take on
Cool.
for this. So yeah, I'm guessing you all drop into stealth and start towards the stage.
Yes.
Mhm.
Also, oh my gosh, I just remembered about my fucking magnifying glass that I forgot about, and give me a second. Gosh, I forgot where it is. Where's the description
looking
for
glass?
it? Yes, the looking glass.
Oh, shoot, it's in Primrose's inventory. I can open Prim's inventory and copy it real quick if I can find it.
Here we go. That is looking glass. Cartoonishly large magnifying glass. Advantage on investigation checks. They will have disadvantage on any stealth rolls while it is in use. But I'm probably just
boy.
gonna. But I am gonna investigate like after I sneak up there. So.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say with the perception rolls that you made before and the stealths that you have just made, you all make your way towards the stage where you saw the flicker of a shadow, and on the front of the stage looks fine. Nothing seems out of the ordinary.
Sus.
Nothing sus. But you make your way. But you guys make your way to the back where there is a curtain on the sides of the stage on the ground level to let people and mostly staff through. There's a lot of equipment set out in the back. Behind here, some of it's sound equipment, some of it's equipment for setting up the stage itself. But at the moment there isn't a lot. At the moment, there does not seem to be a lot of staff back here, and most of them seem to be leaving because now that the debates are happening, staff can now go have lunch because they had just had a long morning of setting everything up. So mostly everyone's gone to get lunch. However, there are still people back here, and there are 3 people, in fact, and I will say, Ruby, Umi, and Duster, you recognize 2 of them.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh! Is it the freaking
The robbers from Home Alone?
You see one cat toon and one dog toon, both holding hand saws. Currently, they are crawling their way beneath the stage, directly beneath the podiums with those saws. The third toon is another Reginald, who is also has a saw in hand and is going to one of the. Is actually beneath one of the other Reginald's podiums.
I think Umi's just need to sign to the others, like, can we just let them saw through the other Reginald first before we stop them?
They from what you can tell, these 3 seem to have made or at least the 2 burglar tunes that you recognize seem to have made an agreement with the Reginald, because it seems the Reginald's interest is just the other Reginalds above them. Meanwhile, these 2 are going for Antler and the other Reginald.
Okay.
Colin is just. I'm sorry. Colin is just gonna ruin this. But that's Colin. We love him. He's gonna when it's whisper yell. It's like, you're under arrest. He's gonna pull out a pair of manacles. He's gonna launch himself at whoever's closest to him.
Okay, the closest one is the cat burglar. And
he launches himself at the cat.
Okay, what do I make you roll for that? I guess
Athletic?
Strength. I want to say strength. Are you
dexterity? Dexterity. Let's say dexterity.
Yeah. There's some form. I want to say strength though, because this is some form of grappling happening right now.
Okay. He's still got proficiency in that, so.
That's a 16.
16.
Oh,
all right.
nice.
You are suddenly on this cat who at first had heard the whisper yelling, but when he turned around there was no one there for some reason, and suddenly it's like, oh god, what's on him, and he's gonna flail about a bit and make a contesting roll real quick. What's your strength?
He can pick either acrobatics or athletics, because that's how grappling works.
I'm gonna do acrobatics, and you're not gonna like it. That's a Okay, so I was like, oh yeah, you're not gonna like that with cat burglars +7 to his acrobatics. But no, you had to roll a 2 and get a 9. So Colin, you managed to get the cuffs on this bird. You've grappled this cat.
Handcuff.
Ah,
He's only got 1 pair though.
Oh god, what's happening? Oh gee.
Is he yelling? Is he yelling?
He's whisper yelling.
It's whisper yelling. Whisper yelling.
What the frick? What the heck's happening? I definitely cannot do whisper yelling right now.
Okay, well, I know what Ruby's gonna do.
Oh, please don't set the stage on fire.
No. Ruby has a 20 intelligence. You really think she's dumb enough to do that?
I don't know.
She doesn't have the best wisdom. But anyways.
Realistically,
Yeah, Ruby is gonna...
Yeah, you guys are getting...
Ruby's gonna...
Go ahead.
Ruby's gonna run up to the dog tune and, her arms are gonna erupt into, like, shadow-like stuff, and she's gonna grab onto them and cast Bestow Curse.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Remind me
Okay,
how long.
let me grab Bestow Curse real quick.
Oh,
Because I gotta... yeah. Bestow Curse 5e. Do you have the
I have it
spell
up.
description for that? Yeah. I'm just trying to get a screenshot of it to put in chat.
I got it.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Bestow Curse. You touch a creature, and that creature must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, or become cursed for the duration of the spell. When you cast this spell, choose the nature of the curse from the following options. The options are choose one ability score. While cursed, the target has disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws made with that ability score. Or, while cursed, the target has disadvantage on attack rolls against you. Or, while cursed, the target must make a wisdom saving throw at the start of each of its turns, and if it fails, it wastes its action that turn doing nothing. And while the target is cursed, your attacks and spells deal an extra 1d8 necrotic damage to the target. A remove curse spell ends this effect. At the DM's option, you may choose an alternative curse effect, but it should be no more powerful than those described above, etc., etc. It only lasts a minute, so...
And you gotta you gotta succeed on
Alright.
the wisdom saving.
Alright.
I mean, as in, yeah, succeed or become cursed.
Okay.
It is also concentration, which means alter self is dropped.
Alright, as you, I'm gonna go ahead and say that the pass without a trace visibility has dropped as two of you have gone into attack mode. And Ruby, as that drops, so does your disguise sort of melt away, and your hands blackened with cursing magic grab onto the dog, and the dog looks like whoa. And let me just really quick make a wisdom saving throw. Make a wisdom saving throw. Give me a second, give me a moment. Okay. Let me make a wisdom save for this dog who is not very smart. 15.
Hold on, let me check Ruby's... Yeah, it doesn't make it!
Does not make it?
Doesn't make it!
Alright, so suddenly the black magical color of your hand suddenly seeps into this dog, and you see his own the color of his fur kind of go it changes. It goes like very like different colors all at once before it settles on like a sickly green, and the dog is kind of like whoa, I don't actually wait, what kind of effect do you want?
I'm doing the while curse. The target must make a wisdom saving throw at the start of each of its turns, and if they fail, they waste that action doing nothing.
Okay. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna say that the dog is looking a bit sickly at the moment. And like if he puts like a hand to his head, going like, oh, I don't feel so good. Oh, jeez, and he's having a bit of a woozy moment. But Duster and Umi, I'm letting you guys, since you guys did well on stealth and have passed without a trace, you guys have this surprise round. So.
Alright, just to confirm, the cat's being handcuffed, the dog's like being bestowed cursed, and the only person they have to worry about is the Reginald, right?
Yes.
Alright, Umi's gonna reach into their hammer space. Alright, an 8. Umi's going to take out their scimitar, and they're actually not gonna attack using it. Instead, Magi pipes up from their shoulder at the Reginald and goes, so let's get to the point, shall we? And cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Okay.
Tasha's hideous laughter!
Remind me what save I need to make for that.
Wisdom saving for the Reginald.
Oh, Reginald, you don't have. I had to make up a sheet, and Reginald doesn't have high. Okay. Well,
Oh, precious bean.
how's a 14?
Hold on, does that make it? That just makes it.
You see, the Reginald has already begun sawing up under other Reginald's podium.
Oh, in that case, Lumi's actually going to let them if it's other Reginald.
Yeah, that's what this Reginald you see is doing. Has just been sawing just.
In that case, like Umi's just gonna turn to like the cat and the dog, but those two also seem well in hand. In that case, they're just gonna take out the rope and offer it to Ruby.
Oh my god.
Like tie the dog up. Umi has rope in their inventory.
Yeah. We'll see if that happens. Whose turn is it now? Is it Duster's turn?
Yeah. Fable, are we rolling initiative after this? Because I do not know what to do.
Take your whatever you choose to do, because this is surprise round, so you get to do something, and depending on how it goes, we'll see.
Tie the dog up. Tie the dog up with the rope.
This is not going how I expected.
I'm very small, and I'm standing in front. I'm still under Colin's hat.
Shit.
Like, that's like Colin thinking aloud.
What is it?
It's like Colin's like thinking aloud about whether or not they should get the guards or something, because it's like they're obviously not doing their jobs.
Duster, yeah.
Oh no.
Make your turn.
Wait a second.
Take your turn.
Oh no.
Okay, hold on. Okay, fuck, I don't know. I don't know, that's the problem.
You okay?
No, I just don't know what to do in this situation. I'm staring at my boy, and,
you can also just, I don't know, skip a turn, since everything seems to be more or less covered at the moment.
Yeah, you could.
You could hold an action.
Yeah, if you want to hold an action, you can.
Sure, okay. I think Duster is going to, just casually climb out onto the brim of Colin's hat. Cattoon, hey, it's that rat that shot fire at you once. Pretty neat. Yeah. And,
What the heck can't you?
I kind of want to make a perception check to see if, like, anyone's noticed something's happening. Anyone else?
Like outside, like, other than you guys who are under the stage?
Yeah. Like, has anyone noticed that this is maybe going on? And also, I want to pull one of my scissors blades out of my hammer space. That's also what I want to do.
I also
That's
how
not a D10.
also did the Reginald already fall, the one that was on the podium?
While you guys are having this conversation, yes, one of the Reginalds has fallen, and you actually hear laughter coming from the crowd. You hear laughter coming from the crowd, and goes like, "Oh well, I guess Reginald is out of the race."
Oh.
And then you see the Reginalds go, hello, Reginald, I am going to drop other Reginald now. Okay, Reginald. And the Reginald with the saw blade goes over to the other Reginald podium and starts sawing.
Yeah, like just.
Oh my gosh. Just let
Colin
do
is
that.
like looking between Umi and the Reginald, who is currently sawing under the podium, and is like, "Why don't you do something?"
Umi's just signing like their friends, they seem fine with being sought and falling. Probably like joking around or something.
Yeah, the Reginald who's still on the ground actually looks over at you guys and goes, "Oh, hello. I am Reginald. It is nice to meet you."
Yeah, Umi's
Hello,
just like
Reginald. It's nice to
all
meet
in and
you.
being like, see?
Would you like
Bird-to-bird communication.
Would you like to vote for Reginald? I want a castle with a moat. Please vote for Reginald.
Colin does not. Colin just like kind of like nods like, I'll think on it. That is very convincing.
Thank you. Your consideration is nice. Is that now? It is Oh my!
What's your thought?
What's the thought? Oh,
Yeah. Don't worry about it. I've thought of that too. But shush.
well, currently the cat is grappled and staring at you and slowly recognizing, definitely recognizing Duster, and oh, Magic, you can say it. You can talk out loud,
No.
please.
No.
This is audio. Magic, you have to talk. It's audio, Magic.
Threaten the cat. Threaten the cat.
Okay, well, the cat burglar is currently befuddled and wondering, what do you want? I'm trying to do a job here. Do you have a problem with that?
Okay.
Okay, well, obviously
Okay.
you have a problem with it. You just handcuffed. You a cop? Ugh, I hate cops.
I am a private investigator.
Same thing.
I think Ruby perks up. And I think she's gonna shove her way over to the cat, and she's gonna cast Primal Savagery, and just very threateningly hold the claws up to the side of the cat burglar.
Okay. What's with you? I'm just getting paid to do a job. That's it. What is with the hostility here? Gee.
Who paid you?
What you think? They didn't give me a name. They leave. I don't think you get how this works. We are commissioned. Someone leaves a note, a bag of money. We get the rest of the money when we're done with the job at a pickup. That's how it works. We don't know names. I'm gonna.
I mean, like, considering that all the candidates were being sought except one.
I know. I just need to make a roll. As a 10, the cat burglar is currently sweating at the moment, and not looking any of you in the eye.
Yeah. Ruby is going to sign. You better not be lying. I can tell you're nervous. Without like that kind of tone, obviously, because
Sign
mute,
language.
and she's signing it. But after she's done signing, she holds up the claws again.
Roll. You can roll intimidation if you like.
I'm rolling intimidation.
Cranky, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, Colin's gonna probably be like, oh no, never mind. I can't think of what Colin would do.
19.
Ooh, nat 20.
That's 20. Oh boy.
It's the second time Ruby's rolled nat 20 for intimidation.
And for this burglar again, only this burglar doesn't even know it's you.
Hey, the eyes are glowing red. That's fun.
And,
Yeah, and it's sure.
And
You know,
and yeah, so it's this is when the cat, sweating even increasing, he just goes like, okay, fine. It was fine. It was the captain guy. All right. Okay, Rusio wanted. Okay, he went on some kind of monologue or something about how this job means so much to his dad, dad. He wants his dad to keep the job and make sure he gets voted for, so get rid of the other contestants. Okay, it's just a job. Okay, there, I told you.
Cool motive, still murder.
Well,
Like,
I mean, it's
But-
not murder.
Ruby looks directly at the others and signs, "You got all that? We have witnesses."
Colin is like sits like he's got his little notebook out. He's written down. He's written it down.
Mm-hmm.
It is at this point that you hear another plop. Hello, hello, Reginald. Hello, Reginald. Oh, what are these fine people? And you hear once more laughing from the audience as the other Reginald has been dropped.
What's Antler think of this?
Antler thinking of this.
Antler thinks that this is surprisingly not unlike mayor elections back in his time. It's like, yep, Toonkind still even 200 years later, Toonkind manages to keep pretty consistent.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'm just like thinking of Antler, just thinking to himself like, well, at least they don't have any rotten tomatoes on hand.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say that. You don't know what the listen. Remember how I said that fishermen were getting were donating some of their catch to the food tables that were going to be set up at the event? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Umi very pointedly not telling the others because fishermen creed like.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Umi's just gonna tie up the dog now if like no one's like arguing.
Yeah, Colin's pretty like confused about the crows being like that, but again, seems like no harm is done. So he's just gonna like go over and like push the Reginalds away from like under the podium. He's like, okay.
Oh, yes, hello.
Well, he's gonna try, at least considering the height difference.
Heard the Reginalds.
Yes, hi.
No.
Hello, Reginald. Hello, Reginald. Hello, Reginald. They seem to be in their own little world at the moment. It doesn't.
There's a loop. There's no exit condition.
Yeah, there's.
He's just gonna take this. Can he take the sword then and just like put it out of Reginald reach?
Roll persuasion.
He's just gonna be like, Reginald, can I borrow that? That is a nat one. Wow.
What would you like? What would you like to borrow?
The saw. The saw. I would like the saw.
Which saw? And the Reginald suddenly holds open its piece of its cloak, and suddenly there's a whole bunch of saws just hanging on the inside of its cloak. Would you like a saw?
You can keep them.
Oh, okay. Closes his cloak.
Colin doesn't know how to feel about this because, like, technically a crime is being committed, but also, and like that is concerning. But also, he's like, no one is upset. So, therefore, it's not really a crime that needs solving. It's already kind of solved considering Reginald is here with a saw. He literally saw Reginald, and Reginald.
And currently, while that's happening, the dog currently hasn't really had much to say. Usually he'd love to chat, but unfortunately he also still has the bestow curse effects, I believe. Actually, you know what? While I'm doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and make another whiz save for him and just see how he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
11. No. Yeah, he's kind of just sitting there, kind of just like his eyes are slowly blinking, and he's just like, oh man, I can see everything. Oh, the air swirling, everything looks so cool. Something like that.
Also, just a second. Colin has hatched plan. Like if and he's going to tell the plan, which is he. So Colin suggests that they hide the like restrained cat and dog under the podium with the saws, and meanwhile they like hide and see if the chief of police shows if someone decides to show up.
Honestly, yeah, that's a good plan. But first, they need to tie up the dog. If the
Oh,
dog,
the dog is not tied up yet. The dog's
no,
not tied up yet.
that's what Umi's been
Not yet.
trying to do. Like Umi's
Okay.
been
Yeah.
trying to tie the dog up with
Well,
rope.
Colin's been trying to deal with the Reginalds.
Yeah, the Reginalds are the Reginalds. They're here. Hello.
Fail, should I roll anything to tie the dog up?
The dog's not gonna struggle, and I'm gonna go ahead and say, since this, while this was meant to be a bit more of a fight, and the cat is of the mindset that like, no, they've been caught, and honestly, he's already been paid for at least half the job, and that's better than nothing. So he's willing to participate if it means he gets less punished about it. Or at least
Yeah, I
he's
mean the
hoping.
cat's already been handcuffed, I assume. So like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and he sees
Yeah.
that the dog burglar is currently not useful at the moment, so
yep, being trussed up by Umi. Umi has a rope and Umi's using it.
so okay.
I think Ruby's gonna sign to Colin at Keep Watch. They might have backup for the
that
burglar
is-
tunes.
Yeah, that is what Colin is going to do.
So I won't lie. Once again,
And meanwhile, I think Ruby's just gonna.
what's she doing?
Ruby's just gonna like drag the cat and the dog closer together and just tie them together, like help Umi with that.
Okay. I will say once again, you as players have ruined my plans. So now I must quickly. So currently, I now must improv my butt off for this moment. Give me 2 seconds to ponder and what to do. Ah!
I mean,
Anyone who wants to DM, you're gonna need to improv your butt off for any game because the players always manage to do something. Always be prepared. Always be prepared. Okay.
Oh no!
I will say, okay, who is taking a look out for the captain?
Colin.
Okay, Colin. It's not too difficult to find the captain because because as the event has happened, little corner guards have been set up around the event to keep an eye on to keep an eye on things. And you do see 2 guards. Okay, you managed to see some of them still being split off, and you see Captain talking to 2 other guards who are now walking in the direction of the stage.
Colin waves his hands in a panic and he probably like tries to sign. He's not super clumsy about it, but I guess he can. Just like signing like gods is not too difficult.
yeah. Ruby's gonna like look towards Colin, and then she's gonna. If she could swear under her breath, she would.
Ruby, do you have
She's
any
just
more
gonna sign.
spell slots for invisibility left?
She nods her head, but she's like still signing like, we can't be seen by the guards. The captain probably spun it, so we're the bad guys.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
I will still note that I have Pass Without a Trace up. I never dropped it.
Ruby is gonna Ruby's gonna look towards Umi and look at Colin, kind of motion them for them to go to a back corner of the stage.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
Yeah, 100%.
she's gonna cast invisibility at 3rd level, and once you
How
if
long
you
does
use
that
invisibility it lasts an hour.
last? Wow.
Again, concentration. So the remove curse is dropped. And actually, I wanted to do this earlier, but I didn't get a chance. Does anyone want to roll a perception check?
Yes,
quick.
Sure.
that's a 24 for Umi.
Oh boy, yeah.
Just
I mean, makes sense. Umi is like Ruby's best friend.
Yeah.
Hi, I can press buttons. Yeah.
Okay. Umi, you definitely see it. Colin and Duster. It is dark under here, so it might be harder to see. When Ruby was casting Bestow Curse, her shadow kind of like stretched out towards the dog and just kind of like her shadow and the dog shadow were kind of connected. But as soon as as the magic is dispelled, the shadow kind of retreats, and Umi, you get a clear view of like a silhouette of a wolf as it kind of goes back underneath Ruby.
I will say Umi probably has seen the silhouette a few times before. So
Yeah, but
yeah, so they're just looking at that and then they're just nodding and it's like yeah, they've seen the wolf before. The wolf will not allow itself to be petting it is not possible because it's a shadow. Umi does not really care.
But yeah, Ruby's casting invisibility at 3rd level, so she's making herself and Umi invisible.
And pass without a trace is still on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
Duster's
gosh.
still sticking with Colin, so they both get the bonus if they're going to separate
Yeah.
corners. Because I don't know how big this stage
Yeah.
is.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so invisibility on Umi and Ruby. So I'm gonna make you roll stealth because that plus pass without a trace. That's yeah.
Yep.
Colin and Duster. Where are we at? We are at a 3-hour mark, so we should probably wrap this up in just a sec. So what are you? So you guys are. Okay, it's
Good calling.
that's 26. Very nice. 26. Yeah, Duster, you are perfectly fine. So, and Colin, I'm just double checking. You have already ushered the Reginalds out from under the stage,
Mhm.
and you guys are leaving.
He probably mentioned that he saw a castle outside.
Okay, that definitely gets one of the Reginalds to perk up and run out, and the other Reginalds with herd mentality follow after. And as for the burglars, are you leaving them?
Yeah.
Okay. The dog is still there, looking high as a kite. While the cat burglars is just looking like, I need to look for a different employment. He's rethinking his life choices again.
Yeah, maybe you aren't very good at this.
Thanks, voice in the sky. So you guys managed to sneak out just as the other 2 guards are coming in, and they are the ones to find the cat and dog burglar and who are apprehended and arrested. And are you guys making your way back to the crowd, or are you going to be? How do you want to do this? Where do you want to go?
Ruby's sticking
Colin
around.
wants to keep
the
Colin
captain
wants to keep an eye on the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duster wanted to stay under the stage to make sure someone else didn't try this. Because, Captain of the Guard might think, I might as well just do it myself.
Exactly.
You are as you are thinking it as you are thinking it, you all hear from as you some of you are walking out, one of you are thinking about staying behind, you hear horns playing again, going. I can't do it.
That's good.
Puh.
Yeah.
I know, but I ran out of water a minute ago. I ran out of water a minute ago, so I haven't been able to wet to my whistle, as it said. Wait, no, that's for drinking. Oh, whatever. Anyways, point is, you hear trumpets. You hear trumpets, and a bit of a murmur goes throughout the crowd. As it's not coming from the frog announcer. It's not coming from the stage. It's coming from something that is approaching the center of town. And as some of you go out to have a look, you see coming up the road into, and people are having to make way as a carriage followed by several others is pulling into the center of town.
Oh my fucking god, Outlick is himself.
Carriage. What?
I don't know, who is this?
Don't know.
And from the other carriages come out other knights in shining bright armage bearing the Jiznip insignia.
I was kidding. I was joking.
and one of them goes up to the main carriage that looks the most like, this looks like royalty here. And they open the door, and who comes out is not the king of Jiznip, but is a tall woman Toon, with a bright purple fur coat and silky white hair that flows down almost like a river down to her feet as she exits the carriage. Her eyes are like crystal blue and almost like daggers as she steps. She's very regal as she steps out, I must say. As she steps out, she looks upon the people, and one of the knights hands over a scroll to her, which she takes and unrolls with her long pedicure nails, and goes, by the authority of King Jiznip, this town is now under the authority of I, Lady Mazzy. And then she closes the scroll, hands it to the guards, snaps her fingers, and then the guards start to, and that is where we're going to leave it today.
What?
Oh.
God.
That worked.
That is where we are going to leave it today, for today's game.
Abel, you can't do this to me. I can't play a game for like 2 months after this. You can't leave us waiting that long.
Listen. We're 3 hours in, and this. I told you. I know. I told you guys that this was gonna take longer, and I do have things to do after this. I told you guys that this next section was going to be a multi-parter. I said that. I'm pretty sure I said it multiple times.
You have. But I am still like, I am grabbing you by the neck, Fable. When I next meet you in person, I'm going to throw you into the ocean.
And I would like everyone to know that I now have that on recording. So when the police find my body, they will have this against you in evidence. But yeah, that we're leaving it on a cliffhanger, folks, and we will see you next time. Everyone say bye-bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening.
I gotta go eat lunch.